Fighting.
Please work, YouTube.
Let's see. That'll be just on your account, yeah.
Yep. Okay,
Perfect.
it says I'm live. Cool. And I am live. Excellent.
Okay.
Okay, so to...
Yeah, it looks like it's not showing up on your channel, so it is like a chill version. Very cool. So, just to get stuff out of the way, are there any talking points you wanna do today in the stream?
I wasn't going to go for any in particular, but I was just going to sort of like go over what I was doing in terms of like my process and what I was sort of like thought process behind what I'm working on.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and then like
Nice.
rest is just like chatting really. Give me a sec. I'm trying to figure out what's the difference between this and actually being live.
Okay. Yeah, I've currently got your channel up just to check if it is going like live.
Yeah,
Just to
yeah,
confirm. Looks like nothing is going like live.
yeah.
So that's good.
That is good, but I am trying to figure out how do I go live.
Mm. I think, did you use your Steam key?
Yeah, yeah.
Stream key, not Steam key. That's a different
Stream
thing.
key, yeah. Entirely different, but yes. I mean, it is going up. I see myself. I see myself on YouTube. I am trying to
Okay.
figure out how this is supposed to work. Let's see. Privacy, private. Oh, okay.
There we go.
That's why.
That would do it. I'm just gonna refresh your page again.
No, I haven't changed it yet. YouTube change privacy. Left menu, select content, visibility, count privacy. Okay, put this, blah, blah, blah. Add to YouTube. No, that's not what I want.
Hmm.
Live stream, change video live stream. Visit public. Huh. Advanced settings. Channel, no. Man, YouTube is sort of weird in like how like where they put like the settings everywhere. They have like multiple
Yeah,
menus for settings.
it is
Thanks,
kind of
YouTube.
weird.
That's very useful.
But yeah, this is why we did a little bit of testing, a little bit of setup. Love to see it.
Oh, I see it. Okay. Cool. Let's see. What's your email address? I'll share it privately to check if it's working.
Okay, gotcha. Let's see. Yeah, I reckon today for me, I'm gonna do like a basic landscape for rock grind.
Ah, hell yeah.
Yeah, and then just basically build. So start with a basic idea and then just kind of go in with the details a bit. So I think that would be good for a stream.
Yeah, good. Nothing too extreme.
Yeah, nothing too extreme. Nice little test, nice little tryout. Need a few more
Exactly.
landscapes anyway.
Yes. Shoot me an email.
Oh, perfect. What, in my email?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I can share the video privately. Make sure it's working.
Okay, do you need my email or?
apparently, it says you can invite others via your private video by entering their email addresses below. Invitees must sign into your Google account if you have.
Okay.
I mean, I'm assuming you have a Google
Right.
account, so
Yeah, let me just quickly double check which one's attached to my YouTube because I have like 3 Google accounts.
I mean, as long as you can see it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, just need to make sure. Yeah, it should be sophie.elliot@gmail.com for the invite.
Dot Elliot. Okay.
Yeah. Dot Elliot, all lowercase.
Sophie dot Elliot at gmail.com. Right. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that should be it.
Okay. Let's see.
Wait a second. Hang on. I am a fool, an idiot, a nincompoop. It is my other email.
That's
Sorry
fine.
about that. So the email that we should be using is s.elliot at gmail.
You know what? I might as well just change it to unlisted, so it works for pretty much
Yeah,
anyone. Yeah.
yeah. Unlisted is easier.
You know what? I might as well just change it to unlisted, so it works for pretty much anyone. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it is working though. I can see. I can see the. Yeah, I can definitely see it myself, so it is fine. But
Okay. Do you
unlisted,
want to send it over to?
done.
Yeah. Do you want to send over the unlisted link to me, and
Yep.
then I can?
It's gonna be the same even when it goes live. So
Yeah.
there we go.
There we go. Yeah, it's looking good. It's
Oh,
looking
it's
good.
still showing the. Oh, well, it's not showing the right Photoshop. Give me a sec. Display capture, Windows capture.
There we go.
The canvas? Wait, no. Why is it not giving me the right Photoshop?
Ooh,
It's fine. I
is
could
it the
just do.
right one?
No, I could just do the display capture. It's probably easier.
That'd be easier. As long as you don't pull up anything silly on that display, then you'll be alright.
Yeah, I wasn't going to.
End up on live stream fails.
Oh God! All right, there we go. That works.
Check out. Just gonna do a quick tweet. A hit tweet, if you will.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna let's see, hide my taskbar probably. It's easiest. Okay. Yep, taskbar hidden. That's more screen space. Excellent. Okay. Cool.
Shall we do a quick sound off?
We have 4 minutes until probably start, I think. So
Oh yeah, true.
yeah.
So 4 minutes until we start.
Yes. So what I think I'm gonna work on is I'm still sort of debating between Space Marines and Imperial Guard, but I think I might just do Guard.
God is cool. Like, I like
Yeah.
God.
I want to do
I'm a
like
God.
I want to do like dynastic Chinese Imperial Guard.
Ooh. That's pretty swell. I like this
Yep.
actually.
So just sort of like do, because like they haven't really done that before, and there's like a really large variety I can even try to play with. So that could be fun. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be
Lamellar Imperial Guard.
Yeah.
Just like chunky boys with heavy armor.
That'd be good. Yeah, I reckon. Oh, two things actually.
Mm-hmm.
So looking at the layout,
Yo, what's up?
could we either do a drop shadow behind the white tags?
Oh yeah, sure.
Stuff, because it's kind of blending in with the buttons on Photoshop.
Yeah, I got you. Let's see.
I think your stuff is kind of blending in as well.
Okay. Cool.
Yes, very nice. So, what I was thinking as well, how do you want to switch between? Because I think we did talk about like the idea of switching between like art pieces, so like your art piece and then my art piece. Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, I could just grab your thing and throw it onto my display, right? So,
yeah, I think that would be a good idea.
let's see.
Just wondering how that would look on the Discord.
Display. Music. I'm just setting up the
Yeah, yeah,
bar.
no worries. Yeah.
Okay, maybe trim it just a little bit.
Mm.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Anyway, yeah. If you're doing like something interesting, I'll just like pull it up and then. I mean, you're gonna like just throw it out to me on Discord, right? So.
Yeah, so I'm currently screen sharing my Photoshop to you on Discord. But if you want to use another program, then just let me know.
Oh, I see it. All good.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That one I can always just add it into the stream. So.
Very good, very good. Very nice.
Cool. 1 minute. But yeah, honestly, like, we could just like chat about like how life is in the UK as well, like moving here and
Yeah.
everything. Sort of like what's
Because
been.
we both moved over from Hong Kong, so it's like oh, this
Yeah,
is kind of interesting.
it's wacky. Oh, also like I haven't. Oh man, I should tell you about what's been going on in the studio. There's been so many fun events.
Ooh, fun event. Something
Yeah,
you can talk about, right?
yeah. It'll be fun.
Perfect.
Give me a
Perfect.
sec. Ooh, it is 6:30. Let me
Alright.
switch it to public.
Time to tweet a hit tweet advertising.
Education is the right category, right? Yeah,
Oh
good enough.
yeah, totally.
Okay. It is now live, I believe. Should be public.
Here we go. There we go. Just gonna quickly
Assuming I'm gonna pop up my Discord.
pop it in the Discord. Let's see how it goes. So we'll have a little bit of like a startup, like a warming up, like
Yeah, I mean,
waiting.
this is just a pilot stream, you know? This is just like having fun, you know?
Yeah,
Don't
we're having a bit of fun, chilling, vibing, all that jazz.
see.
There we go.
Discord works with like tags if you add them in like afterwards, right?
What Discord?
Yeah, if you tag every. I didn't. I just added in the add everyone afterwards.
Yeah, I think it does ping them as long as
Okay.
you at everyone. Should be
Hopefully
fine.
that works. Cool. Let's see. Pop over a couple other Discords I'm in.
Yeah, I'm gonna post in the narrative declaration like the self promo one, real quick.
Okay, if you're gonna do narrative declaration, then
Yeah, I also did the T server
yep,
live,
that works great.
and also the meme server, so that's fine as well. Where we go. Honkers. Very cool. So
Awesome.
once we have people coming in, I reckon we can do a little intro, say hi,
Yep,
tell people what they can expect, that kind of thing.
that would be good. Yeah, let's wait like 5 to 10 minutes, I assume. Like that probably
Yeah,
be
sounds
reasonable.
good. All ready with the sketching. Let's go. Let's go.
Come on, I'm gonna go back on social media now. I should tweet about it too. So
Yeah, tweet, tweet, tweet. There we go. Just plugging in my intros. Oh, okay, that's looking good. There we go. We got touch input. I need to get a PC dock at some point because
a PC docket? What do you mean?
so like like where you extend like the amount of USB cables there are.
Hmm.
Thank you very much, Mum. Got a roast dinner tonight. Very happy about that.
Roast?
I got a roast dinner. I'll
Uh,
send you a picture.
I did actually. No, I have. I'm gonna be eating roast for the next like day or two
Ooh.
because I did a. I went out and got like a bunch of stuff today, so I did like a roast chicken for lunch.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
And it's a big roast chicken, so that's like 4 meals. Yeah,
Nice.
quarter, and then I did. Let's see, what else I do. I also did nice rice with onions, tomato, carrots. What else I put in there? Peppers, I think. Yeah, red peppers. I did like tender stem broccoli.
I love tender stem broccoli.
Oh
That's
yeah,
one of
it
like
goes so well with so many things, honestly.
mm, it goes so hard, like genuinely.
I like to just saute it like lightly with
Mm,
a bit of olive oil and
mm.
just some pepper flakes. That usually works out really well.
Oh, pepper flakes.
So good.
Best thing to do with them is actually steam it, toss it in a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and then bake it in the oven for like 15 minutes.
Baking's good too, but I personally just like saute just because it's faster, honestly.
Makes sense. I like the bit of crisp. I like a little bit of crisp.
I mean, you get crisp. I'm using a wok, right? So it's hard not to get
Ah,
a crisp.
yeah, I get you.
Yeah, you don't gotta worry too much about it. So it's super fast.
Might as well.
Do you guys have gas fires? I find like the UK just tends to have like a bunch of like electric stoves, and that just sort of sucks.
Yeah, so basically, a lot of English homes, especially the newer ones, have the electric stovetops, and
Hmm.
that's because it's like safer overall and it like saves energy and stuff. Like it's more energy
Screw being
efficient.
safe.
Yeah, but
I
I do
well,
prefer
hey,
gas stove.
well, because you just can't stir fry with that stuff. It just doesn't
Oh
work.
yeah, it really doesn't. Like you need like a proper like a gas
Yeah,
stovetop.
it's just silly. Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna set up like a few basic poses for me to paint over later.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do like a little bit of sketching just to like warm my lungs up a bit. But yeah, how was your day today?
It's pretty good. I mean, I woke up at like 11 just because I was went late last night.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, because I finally got like paints for minis, and I started doing painting. So,
nice.
yep,
Painting's a really good way to just relax, honestly.
yeah, it's
Like
just chill.
I remember when I had time, like I was just painting like 4 hours at a time.
I mean, now that I'm not freelance anymore, it's like I don't know. Feels like I should be finding other ways to occupy my time other than just working.
Mm, exactly. I think I'm just kind of in that freelance state of mind still. Like every bit of art that I do could be marketable or like self-advertising in a way.
Oh yeah, I got you. No, no, no. Like half of me is still like, oh, maybe I should be doing that, right? Like, that's the correct way.
Yeah, but nah, you gotta have a nice balance. Oh, by the way, it looks like I'm just gonna quickly refresh your stream just to double check, but it says okay, yeah, it's not unlisted anymore, so that's good. Ah, there's 4 people watching now.
Hey, that's nice.
Perfect. Right, shall we do a cute little intro for everyone here
Sure.
who might not be familiar?
Yeah, go for it.
Radio. Hi guys, welcome to the stream.
My
I'm gonna
stream.
be yeah. Well,
How
your
could
stream.
you?
Yes,
You're
I'm
taking
gonna
over
be.
mine.
This is a hostile takeover.
Oh no,
Sorry, I've tricked you.
we've
No,
all been bamboozled.
we have been bamboozled.
Yep.
But yeah, so I am guest starring on this lovely little stream, and I am having such a fun time right now. I just deleted my sketch, as if you can tell.
I mean, look,
Um,
it's fine. Being hitting your sketch is part of the process.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, so we're just going to be doing some lovely little art pieces tonight,
Yep.
or today, depending on where you're watching. And yeah, so tell us what you're going to be drawing today.
I mean, it feels like I should be saying that. Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna be chatting, mostly chilling, and then we'll be doing some art stuff on the side. Go show them off, hang out. Yeah, it'd be nice if anybody's here. Feel free to ask questions. Feel free to chat. But otherwise, we'll just be chilling, talking, and drawing. Yeah, I mean, today I'm gonna be working on some Imperial Guard. Warhammer stuff because, of course, probably going to be inspired by dynastic Chinese designs. Should be really fun. So, what are you working on, Sophie?
Right. Well, I do quite a lot of artwork for the Rot Grind stream over with Narrative Declaration on both YouTube and Twitch. And I am going to be doing a landscape of one of their most recent biomes that they've explored recently. So it's going to be like sort of like a landscape, maybe like a village in the middle, like something just to like build on and try out some new textures and things. And that's going to be what I'm doing tonight.
Oh man, that'd be fun. Which biome is it? Do we know?
Yeah, so it's something that they've been exploring for the last few episodes. So like it's sort of like the swampy biome just outside of Outset, which is like the main city. So it's gonna be like quite swampy, quite wetlandy, a lot of water, a lot of creatures hanging around in there, which is gonna be very interesting. So yeah, I'm hoping I can incorporate some of that in my little drawing tonight. It's gonna be nothing official. It's just me messing around with landscapes and ideas.
Honestly, like that's just probably the best way to explore. Like going in with preset ideas sometimes. I mean, it's good to do your research, right? But
Oh
sometimes when
yeah.
you go in and you're just like, oh, I already know what I'm going to do. You just like end up losing on so many fun things you could have done. Just sometimes the best way just start sketching and just randomly throw up ideas and see if they work.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I honestly think that's the best way to go about it because you could be looking at tutorials every day of your life, like 16 hours a day, whatever you want. But when it comes to actually like trying things out, like it's good to experiment, it's good to mess around, it's good to like backtrack and control Z. At least that's what I find with my work.
Yeah. Well, I do feel like sometimes that depends on how you're working. Control Zing is good, but it really depends on your workflow. Sometimes I feel like it might just be if the idea is not as good as it could be, you should probably just like hit like uh, wait a bit on it, move on, just keep working on a new one. Because that's what thumbnailing is for, right? You want to like throw out as many ideas as you can, and then you go on to do other things. Get all the bad ideas out so the good ideas have their time to shine.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree with that. I think when I was in art uni, actually, that was like one of the major things that was like pressed into our heads from like day one was just don't get attached to your ideas. Just try stuff out that you enjoy, and if it doesn't land, it doesn't land, and just move on. Don't try and make something work when it
Don't
doesn't.
stress about it. Not every
Yeah,
piece is going to be a masterpiece.
exactly.
The reason why they're not called masterpieces because they're not.
Yeah, and like everyone at every stage of like art history has had a sketchbook, and sometimes it was just full of stuff like nothing worth writing home about. So you know
Yeah, I'll be
not
honest.
not every.
I haven't really been working with a sketchbook. Uh, I don't know. Feel like I've just sort of fallen off like the traditional art for a while. I haven't been doing any like yesterday was the first time I did ink drawing in a long time.
Ooh, yeah, ink is a bit of a mistress when it comes to like getting back into it as well.
It's fun, but it's just like I never feel like I get anything productive done when I'm working with like traditional because all my final work is just in Photoshop. There's no
Yeah,
reason for me to go back.
yeah. I think we're both kind of at a stage where because I know that I definitely work mostly on Procreate and Photoshop.
Hmm.
We kind of, because we just work so much on that, like that's become like our main like medium. So the idea of branching out at this point, or maybe branching out's the wrong term, maybe more like, I don't know, like maybe experimenting, like
Hmm.
yeah, like experimenting with other mediums. Like it is fun, like you
Well,
said,
for me,
but
I tried doing traditional acrylic painting. I was like, nope, no
oh,
Control Z, no tools. That sucks. I'm leaving.
oh yeah, and it's like really thick and like very vibrant colors as well that like mix the
Yeah,
scenes
man, and
very
you have
well.
to and you can't get the exact colors you want sometimes. It just sucks.
Yeah,
You have to like
yeah,
mix your paints, and then you have to make sure that the texture is correct. I'm like, yeah, but I could just do that in Photoshop with like 2 clicks.
yeah, and then I can like control Z that, like it's nothing too serious.
Exactly. It's sort of annoying. I
Yeah,
get
I
it.
actually,
Like some people love it, and that's great, but I don't know. It just never really. Since I started with digital, it just like never felt completely right.
yeah, like I totally get that. I think I started with watercolor and acrylics, but
Oh,
it was
did you?
because, yeah, it's because that it was more accessible to me in school rather than rather than digital because I didn't have like a tablet or I didn't really know enough about like tablets or digital art at that time.
That's
And it
true.
was yeah, and it was only when I started being in university, like starting out at university, that I started using the university tablets, and I was like, okay, this is
Because
nice. Control Z
uni
is
tablets are
nice.
free.
Yeah, uni tablets are free, and you abuse them. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, actually, I did. Back in the day, I never used to get any work done in uni.
Oh really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It just wasn't. I don't know. I'm very much a person like if I want to get work done, I'm just gonna sit at my table and get my work done. When I'm at like uni, it's weird. It's like it's harder to get a zone. I'll do some doodling and then I'll be like, yeah, but I don't feel like I'm in the flow really, so I just don't end up really going far for it.
I see. So you're more like you prefer like having your own space, like in your own like section, that kind of thing,
Exactly.
rather than
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
rather than a
It
blank
feels a
space.
lot more comfortable than working like in my own space.
Yeah, no, I completely understand that. I think fairly recently though, since I got Photoshop on my new iPad, I've been trying to do more work like in public, like in coffee shops and stuff.
Oh my god, you're one of those.
Yeah, well, like because usually I'm the same as you, where I prefer like working on my PC and
Mhm.
just being in my own space, having my Spotify, having my little YouTube on my second monitor, being
I
in
have
my
three
own little
monitors.
bubble.
It's really hard to go back to using one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It really is. Even just two, like that's difficult. But yeah, like using like being in a coffee shop, especially using Procreate on an iPad, the vibe hits very differently. Especially when you're kind of like rewarding yourself with like, cake or coffee or something along those lines.
Yeah, but
Like
then you have to pay for the coffee.
yeah, you do, but like it's a nice coffee. It's a coffee shop coffee.
It
It's different.
is, but also things in the UK are so expensive.
Oh my god, don't even get me started. Speaking of which, would you like to talk about how expensive like food and like takeout stuff
Oh
is here
dear
in the
God,
Philippines?
so expensive. I missed some Seipo stuff so much, man.
Oh my god. So quick disclaimer for anyone watching. Ryu and I are both from Hong Kong. You're from like was it the Mongkok area or
No, no,
was it
Tokuan.
Kok Wan? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry about that. And I'm from Pok Fulam myself, so we're from around those areas. And when I tell you that both of us agree the food in Hong Kong is really good, especially
Man,
compared to UK.
yeah, like
Um,
whenever I meet somebody new here and they ask me, oh, you're from Hong Kong. What do you miss most? Like, yeah, food
food,
and
food.
reliable transportation, I guess.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
MTR,
Uh,
minibuses.
man, screw the British tube and stuff. Man, that just it's fine. It exists, but
Yeah.
it's nowhere near good.
What if I told you the underground is like one of the best transport systems
I'm not surprised. I mean, in the UK, yeah, not
Yeah,
in the world.
in the world, like you could probably find better in like Germany, for example.
I'm assuming like, well, the Paris actually was sort of bad for that. Their system, because it's really about like age, right? Their system is also super old, so that wasn't that good.
Yeah.
But in Asia it would be like bottom rank.
Oh yeah, like MTR was like super new as well, like new trains, new bits, new pieces, like, and they had really good like. Remember the MTR malls?
Oh my god, yes, I miss those so much. Just to get
Mm,
all the stuff you need on the way.
mm.
Just that
It was
concept,
so
it's like, come on, and it's not even pricey either. So,
exactly, and you could have like a 7-Eleven in the MTR mall, and you'd just be set for like breakfast, lunch, dinner the whole day.
what about the Mr. Fields cookies?
Mm. I honestly didn't get them that much because I preferred like those little like Chinese style bakeries like
Oh
Matson's
yeah, yeah, no,
Cakes.
me too. But like like if you go to like the Mrs. Fields cookies at like 8 or 9 when they're about to close, you can get like 5 or 10 cookies for like $10.
Oh my god. I should have done that when I was coming back from like like a dinner out or something. Cheap
Yeah, I
potato.
did. No, I only figured out because I was doing that once. I was going home. It was like they were about to close and walked by. I was like, "Oh, how much a day? You're about to close down, right?" And they're like, yeah, just like take them for like $15. Holy shit,
Oh my
that's
god.
best price.
And like what, $15 Hong Kong is something like £1.50.
Yes, it is about like
So
times 10 conversion rate, I believe.
yeah, just about, yeah, I think so. But yeah, oh my god. You wanna know what else I miss?
What?
Wet markets. I miss the wet market food.
I mean, wet market prices
Like
and wet market food. Honestly,
I miss it so much. Like I miss like the really good seafood that's just cooked
man,
straight
have
from
you
the tank.
noticed how shitty the UK's frozen aisles are?
Oh yeah. Oh
There's
yeah.
nothing in
Don't
them.
tell me. Yeah, no. Like it's either like carbs, vegetables, or like chunks of fish, and not like the whole fish.
It's so
It's like
weird. I mean, and there's like only like 4 or 5, like maybe like 3 or 4 kinds of fish they sell.
yeah, and all of it's like from like the channel and like the English channel, and it's kind of mid to be honest.
It's fine. I mean, like you can always like find like salmon, and salmon's always good,
Oh yeah, salmon's always like pretty good.
but it's just like so much more limited. Like if I want to find, can you even find chongyu?
I don't think you can. I genuinely don't think you can. Like unless you go to like Chinatown or like a specific like Asian shop.
And I don't know. I don't know how it would feel about like steaming salmon or something. So, oh
I
well,
think yeah, I have to just wait until I go back to like Saikung,
the good
get
shit.
some of the fish there. Yeah, I miss the Saikung like restaurants. Like
Oh,
there was
before I
oh
left,
yeah.
my uncle took me to like one of those like Zalo, it's
Ooh.
like and man, that was so good. Like, and then like also just the fish tanks, like they have
Mm,
crazy shit in there. I saw a moray eel.
mm. I wonder how those taste, like genuinely.
I mean, it's a eel, right? I'm assuming it's just like
Oh
a eel
yeah.
but bigger. So,
Yeah, like just a big eel over rice, moray over rice.
oh hey, Dankart.
Oh, Dankson! Hello! Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the stream. We are
Yep,
drawing.
I
What are we
am.
talking?
Yeah, we were just talking about being nostalgic about Hong Kong food and Hong Kong prices.
Yes.
Man, that's the best part though. It
Yeah,
just
I
gets
do miss prices.
it's hard whenever you tell people it's like what should you go to Hong Kong for? Like number one, it's always food and transport that comes up first. Hong Kong has like nice tourist stuff, but
Mm,
I don't know. Maybe it's just because I wasn't a tourist. Maybe I didn't have like the same perspective as everybody's. So like I
yeah.
never felt like yeah, there's like stuff to do, right? But it's more about like the ambiance of just like living in the city.
Yeah, the ambiance in Hong Kong was fantastic, I gotta say. Like, it hit different, and I would say that I think a lot of it is because it was just so well kept and maintained.
You say that, but like the cyberpunk vibes come from the unmaintained stuff.
Yeah, they do, but like a lot of the unmaintained stuff is there for vibes, but it's not like intrusive. You know what I mean? Like if you go to Shamshui and you get those like massive apartment blocks
Yeah,
that are
it's
just
true.
huge,
It's like if you go to
but
like somewhere in like the U.S. and you see like a massive unkempt apartment block, you'd be like, oh my god, that looks shady and dangerous. In Hong Kong, it's just part of the vibe.
oh yeah, it's part of the vibe. Like it's well maintained. You're not like in fear or anything like at all.
It was a
I remember.
great. Oh, sorry, you gone.
Oh no no no, you go on, you go on. I interrupted you.
No, it was very funny for me when back in art school we had so I went to SCAD, right? So they when the American students came over, they would tell us they would give them like an orientation, and they'd be like, "Oh, look out! Some Sabo is like the cheap one of the cheap areas. It's like look out for yourself. And it could be dangerous." I'm like it's like yeah, it's a cheap area. It's like there are sort of like really low income areas there, but it's still safer than almost literally anywhere in the U.S.
Like genuinely, like it was so safe. Like I never felt like I could just wander around the city like by myself the whole time, and I would not feel any kind of fear because I was just like,
At
just
any
my
time of
peace.
day as well.
At any time of day, you could be like in the middle of the night, like you're returning from like I don't know, like maybe dinner out in like Shamshoipo, like I did, like trying like snake or something, like at one of the snake restaurants.
Actually, I never got around trying snake.
If you go back next time, you gotta let me know.
Next time,
It's
next time.
very
I'll ask my friends.
yes, it'd be very good. Yeah, I was taken there. It was actually right next to. Do you know Golden Computer Center in Kowloon?
Well, me?
Yeah.
I mean, how would I not know? I've spent many afternoons there hunting for deals. My dad trained me to look for deals, so I will not accept a substandard electronics sale.
Yeah, no, literally, like the video graphics card I'm using right now is from Golden Computer Center.
Yeah, no, my 3080 is from there as well.
Yeah, see, they got good prices on video graphics cards. Go to Golden Computer Center if you want a good deal on your graphics card.
Are we just a paid advertisement now?
Yeah, Golden Computer Center sponsor us and also send us the street food from outside, please.
Yes, please.
You.
I can't believe I managed to you remember like how crazy GPU prices were like
Oh my god.
uh
Using Bitcoin might be.
yes but I got the 3080 from Golden like somehow like a month after launch. It was crazy.
Oh my
I
god,
just
that's
walked
actually
in and asked if they had any. I was like, yeah, we do. We have a bunch. I was like, wait, you have more than one? How? And
they just
they just had like 15 of them or something. I was like, oh, well, yes. I'm like they asked like, well, do you want one? I'm like, hell yeah, I'll take them. I mean, they're slightly above MSRP, but
yeah, like
where
that's
else are you
I
gonna
mean
get one?
the fact that they're available at all is just crazy.
Being in Hong Kong is just so good for buying stuff.
Yeah, genuinely. Another thing I miss as well. Although like you don't get as many thrift shops as you do, in the US or the UK, there was some
True.
really good consignment stores that would do a decent price. Like they were like charity shop prices, but they
Mhm.
weren't technically charity shops, if that makes sense.
Wait, say that again. I don't think I completely got that.
Yeah, so basically back when I was there were like a bunch of shops called like Redress and Green Ladies, and they were kind of like charity shops, but not quite charity shops. They were a
In
bit more
Hong
like
Kong?
up. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Huh.
They're very good for fashion at low prices, and I found, because it's Hong Kong, I found a bunch of like really good labels for
Hmm.
like tens of Hong Kong dollars basically, and that's really good.
But charity shops, though, I don't. Yeah, there's like a bunch of this like retail places in areas like Jordan or whatever. Then like those would have really good prices too. like you can just like go in there. It's like all like secondhand stuff the from mainland China, and they get it for like just. I mean, they're
Yeah, like
decent stuff, but
markets.
they're like dirt cheap.
Yeah, I also remember like the markets as well. I think it's near either Prince Edward or Jordan. I'm not too sure which one it's closer to, but around that area, like there were very very good markets.
I think it's just Hong Kong, really. Hong Kong just has
Yeah,
good options for buying stuff in general.
yeah, exactly. I think the only thing is just the creative industry is a bit lacking. It's very
What creative industry?
what creative industry in Hong Kong? Like I
Uh,
think
you mean
I think
marketing, right?
oh god, like it's genuinely all just marketing jobs or like basic graphic design jobs.
Apparently, I heard that like Riot Games apparently their Hong Kong studio apparently has concept artists now, which is wild to me because I thought they were like purely marketing.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Like
I'm honestly surprised.
yeah, I think honestly, to be fair though, would I want to work for Riot?
No,
Not
probably not.
really.
I mean, not to. I'm like I don't know. I'm not saying no. They might pay. They'll probably pay really well. So I'm not
Yeah,
100% saying no.
if they pay me $50 billion for my first year, then maybe something like
It's not that bad. I mean, look, AAA is AAA.
yeah,
I
that's
feel like I'm
true.
obligated to have to say that at this point.
Yeah, how are you finding being an artist with your new company, by the way? Because you've been
Oh,
working for
honestly,
them
it's
for how
been.
long now?
I've been there. Let's see. It's end of February. So man, actually, time's flown. It's been like almost 5 months. Wait. So I started at the start of October. So that's November, December. Yeah. So like that's 4 or 5 months
Oh
ish.
wow,
Yeah. I
that's
mean,
pretty good.
feels wild. Like it feels like I should have. It both feels like I've been there forever and that I've only just started. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I kind of understand what you mean. Yeah.
I'm sort of in that like period where pretty much like I know everybody. I've settled into the rhythm, but like it still feels slightly surreal.
But it's like I'm here,
Yeah, I'm
really.
here. I'm doing the thing, so there's no reason for me not to.
Yeah, like honestly, I think I felt that way when I first started my publishing job back in Hong Kong because I was like, what, an office?
Oh
Really?
yeah, no. It was even weird for me because I was at a marketing studio for a month and a half while on contract. And then like it was only a month and a half, right? So like after I left, I was like, wait, was that even real?
Yeah, like honestly, a month and a half just flies when you're in an office, like for real. I've gotta say.
Yeah, but no, but Splash has been really great. Every studio has their own problems, obviously, but I
Yeah.
think like everybody here agrees that like studio culture is like our best. Like just like the culture here is just great. Like it's just super nice being around everyone.
Yeah.
Like I think, and honestly, that is such a huge plus. Like being able to enjoy the people you see and interact with on a daily basis is just like God. Thank God it's just somewhere like thank God you're surrounded by people you like and enjoy being around with.
Yeah, and it's like when you're surrounded by people that have the same interests and the same kind of like mindset almost, it's like it just works so much better.
Yeah, it's weird because like it's sort of reminding me of my time back in art school because it's like people that have the similar interests and we're around each other all the time, and that's
Mm.
just how art school was like as well.
Yeah, yeah, like I remember feeling that way, like just being surrounded by people who like wanted to do cool things or had very similar interests and
Yeah,
you could talk about stuff other than work and it was really lovely.
yeah, and it's just like it's great just collaborating with people and stuff.
Mm.
Obviously, there obviously like work is always a challenge. There's always like things to learn and work on, but it's great being able to do it with a team instead of just like sending it out to editor and they getting back to you like 2 days later. It's like, oh yeah, do the thing.
Yeah, like I think that's the one aspect I'm not super keen on the freelance, like just missing the whole collaborative, like friendly atmosphere of like art school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Honestly, that part was honestly most one of the most important parts of art school. I feel like just being around people who feel like they care about what you're doing. It just
Yes.
heightens your morale so much to do good work.
Yeah, exactly. And like you can like, you know, shoot your ideas through with other people and just be like, "Oh, what do you think of this? I tried this, but I'm not sure." And then they'll come back to you with like an informed, like almost an informed like critique, but not in like
Well,
a
no, you
like
have to do like actual
yeah,
critiques as well.
yeah, actual critiques that
Yeah.
destroy your soul slightly. But it's
No,
part
it's
of
fine. It's part of the learning process. You got it.
part of the process.
Also, hi Zach.
Hello, Zach. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, just sketching.
Sketching and talking.
Yep. Oh, I should tell you about other crazy events we've been doing.
Oh,
Uh,
crazy events.
yeah, well, not that crazy, but crazy fun. On was it
Immediately.
last Friday? Yeah, it was Friday. Yeah. We had karaoke at the studio. That was so fun.
Karaoke?
Yes. Also, if you ever visit and the timing lines up, you can probably come in.
Oh,
Like
that
there
would
are
actually.
non-studio people that come in as long as they sign an NDA and they have
Oh yeah.
somebody like see them in. Like you could.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That would be super sick, actually.
Honestly, I had so much fun. We had like a DJ come in and everything, and he had like entire table of food, and it was just like it was like way crazier than I thought it would be. They said they had food. I expected like pizza. No, they had like cheese wheels. They had a ham. They had like chicken
Cheese
skewers.
wheel.
They had pastries. I was like, holy shit, this is so much higher effort than I thought it would be.
And way healthier too. Like all that fresh food.
If you think it's healthy, you haven't seen me with free food. I want to
It
say
sounds
yes,
unhealthy.
but my uh, university student instincts are still in like full swing. If I see free food, I am eating it.
To be fair, it's a good instinct to have until like you're making like retirement kind of money, you know. Any free food is good food.
Maybe it makes it taste all the more sweeter.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, it was so fun. We had uh, man, we were really loud. When we did our Christmas party, we actually got noise complaints from the neighbors, and it was very funny because it's like obviously old people, and they were posting on like the neighborhood apps and stuff. And oh my god, is there a rave going on? And it was just like, no, we just had like a DJ. It wasn't it wasn't like crazy. Jeez. And it's like, oh, it's a residential. No, it's not. There's literally a row of office buildings right over there. I don't know what they're
Yeah.
talking about.
See, when those people think office, they think of like office, not game company.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's the difference. Like game company,
Yeah.
we have energy. We're not just gonna lie there and be like, yeah, we party, meeting, nothing going on. No, we when we party, we go hard. We were loud as shit. Yeah, I could not hear myself talk when we were doing
Oh my god,
karaoke.
amazing. Were there any like outstanding performances from anyone? Or...
Yes, well, we have one of our character artists is great at singing, so she always knocks it out of the park. But one of our QA testers came up and did Mr. Brightside, and that was
Nice.
like incredibly like everybody just went wild and just like everybody did the part did the singing and it was so loud. And
Yeah,
then
Mr. Brightside has a very like strong connection
it's a
with
cloud pleaser.
it's a crowd pleaser for
Yeah,
real.
everybody loves that one. Also, the last song I didn't know the song, but like we all because like everybody's like being supportive, right? So I don't we didn't know the song, but like we all got up and did like a dance circle thing just for it.
That's really cute.
Yeah, that was so
That,
fun.
that's
Just
so
the
cool.
energy was great. Like everybody's super friendly, so it's so much better than going out and doing karaoke with people you don't know. Feels like.
Oh yeah, like I totally agree. Sometimes it's a good icebreaker karaoke, but like
Mhm.
the first meeting, it tends to be quite like harrowing, you know.
Yeah. You just don't get the same rapport you get with people you know.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
I'm
and
having an
that.
eye on the stream at the moment. It looks like the tones are coming in quite nicely.
Oh yeah. I'll probably pump them up later. I'm going pretty dark for now. Yes.
Oh, looks like Supgoat has did a comment. Actually, art pieces.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not doing art for you, man. He no, no, he's the one that. Did you ever see that Last Supper painting that I'm working on?
Oh god. Did you did that like last year or something?
No,
Or
I'm still working on that one. It's
oh, I
been
guess I
so
haven't
long.
seen it. I'll have
Wait,
to give it a quick look. Do you have it
let.
on? Do you have it on your PC somewhere, like a
Yes,
download or
I
a
do. Hey, hey, dude, do you mind if I show everybody the Last Supper painting, Subcode? Because he's the one that commissioned it, so.
Ooh, okay. Gotta get client permission.
Don't sweat, no timeline after all. Yes, I know I'm not sweating, or else I would be like scrambling to try and finish it because it's been like a year.
So yeah, no problem. All right. Oh, I'm excited now.
Oh, guys, reading. Wait, you know it's big when it says reading Photoshop format.
Reading Photoshop file format. It's gonna take like 15 years.
Yeah, this is the thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be 15 years. We'll be aging. Oh, oh, oh my god! Look at that.
I've been working on old MP over here.
How big is the file? So small for
Uh, 25,000 times 18,000.
Oh my god. I'm surprised it only took that long to like actually load it.
Well, I have like 64 gigabytes of memory.
Jeez.
Yes, I mean the Emperor has to have flawless skin, man. Like he's a psychic illusion. He can look whatever hell he wants to look like, and he wants to look gorgeous.
Yeah, facts.
But
Just
yeah, I'll just like
surprised it took this
scroll
much.
across the rest of Primarchs. I think.
Oh, look at that like beautiful. Honestly, that sort of concept art style, like painterly style, I'm always a massive fan of. This looks great.
I definitely need to like go in and like properly texture some parts though. It's not all finished. Like obviously, Kurz and Alfarius here are not done. Um,
Wow.
yeah, I need to go in and probably
Look
paint
at
those.
Fulgrim's armor is always like a delight to see.
Yeah,
See
I
him,
did.
see him in armor too much.
Yes, there's some perspective wonkiness there, but I'll fix that. It's
Yeah.
fine. But yeah, this is
Very,
like the
very
biggest
cool.
goddamn commission I've worked on. And then Subcode was like, "Oh, I'm thinking of the next one I'm going to commission." I'm like, "Oh God, you realize I've been working on this for like a year now, right? This is not a reasonable timeline for me."
Yeah, Subgate is actually a reincarnation of like those Renaissance nobles that just commission artists for like years.
Yes, pretty much. That's the lion there sleeping. Oops.
True. God, the tones and like the gems and stuff look really good. Oh my god, there's a Negron. Oh my
Yeah.
god,
Oh, also,
that's a very good detail. I like that. I love like how much you definitely put your research into it, like how everyone looks and like the armor details and everything. Like that's fabulous.
yeah, but you do
Putting your
really.
finger on the thumbs.
Yes, but you definitely have to like do a little bit of imagination because
Oh
a
yeah.
lot of the depictions of the Primarchs are sort of inconsistent. They don't really have like the same look in every illustration. They just sort of change, and you have to make your own best like artist judgment for what to put there and what not to.
Mm, mm. Yes.
Subgoat said actually plan to make Ryu my port artist, but then he has to go and get employed. SMH.
Shaking my head.
Well, sorry. I don't think you have more money in Tencent.
Do you have Tencent money?
Yes, yes. We Splash Average is owned by Tencent, so we have an infinite money pile as long as we continue to make them happy.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, Subco, don't worry. I actually did work on like the Emperor a little bit more like last week. I will eventually get this commission done.
It will be finished at some
Yes,
point.
in like
So
another year, but it will be done.
I wonder how it's gonna look printed. That's what I want to know.
It's gonna be a lot more, by the way, because I haven't even started on the background yet.
Oh my god. Ooh.
Yeah, the background's gonna be like the Imperial Palace siege.
Mm.
So there's gonna be like titans and shit. It's
Oh
gonna be
my god.
so much work.
I am like in fear for you, my son.
Well,
Jesus.
I'm gonna see how much I can cheat with 3D. I will try to survive.
Well, cheating is just another word for working smart, I
Working
think.
smart, yes. I'm a concept artist. Everything I do is cheating, you know?
Yeah.
He only says eventually because he knows I'm gonna try commission another project from him after this one. Yes, I am extremely fearful. I do not mind money, but also I also just making me do 20 highly detailed figures. Wait, is it 20? 19 plus emperor. Yes, it's
Mm.
20. So making me do 20 Primarchs in one painting is absolutely insane. I tell you what.
I tell you what.
I tell you what.
Yeah, no, like I've been doing children's books recently, and I'm doing like a trilogy series. Um, we have done some releases, but
Mhm.
some of them have yet to come out. But yeah, like what's like really nuts is just like I think when you do like work for commissions, like it is at the end of the day, it's always fun and it's what you want to do as an artist.
Yeah, very much
But
so.
yeah, working on commissions and working on like stuff and working on personal projects just hits different, you know?
It does.
Mm.
Yeah. What's been different for me uh for what we're working on at work right now is just like it's well it I can't obviously I can't give you any actual details about it because
Yeah, like
NDA.
NDA
I
type
like
stuff.
I like
Yeah.
having a job. I would rather not get fired. Uh,
Mm.
but I get because I'm a concept artist, right? So I get a lot of like creative ownership over the project because I'm
Mm.
designing a lot like I'm helping to explore the art direction and to like define everything. So it's like it feels sort of like my thing too.
Yeah, like
Uh,
it's like your like creation in a
yeah,
way.
and it's weird because like I have done a little bit of stuff like just I mean I try to have like a nice work life balance.
Oh, looks like
Oh,
Supgoat's
good night,
leaving.
man.
Good
Yeah,
night.
have a good night. No worries, you can always hop on in another time, and you know where to find me. Yeah.
But
Anyway,
yeah, so yeah.
it's weird because like I do definitely try to keep a good work life balance, but sometimes it's hard because I get the feeling where it's like, oh, it's my thing. I gotta make it look good. I want to like show everybody and be like, oh, the project's gonna like this is gonna be so useful project. Everybody should get an eye on this. I want to get it done, and it's weird sometimes.
Yeah, like wanting that kind of like validation from your audience, like when you're making something like new and something you're very proud of in a way.
That's like the check-in point for me, I guess. But it's not just that. It's like I said. It's also because I have a degree of creative ownership over the project. It also feels like my thing, so it feels easily more motivation. It's very easy to motivate me to be like, oh, I gotta work more into this because it's also just my thing. You know,
Yeah,
it's not just like
yeah,
work. It's not like I'm going there and I'm clocking out and then I'm done. I mean, there are definitely people like that, and I totally understand and admire that. But
mm.
especially as a concept artist, it's a little bit like when you see, man, like when you see something you make and then that gets put into a game, and like you're like, holy shit, that's such a cool feeling. You know, it's
Yeah,
hard to
like
get that separation.
like yeah, like I actually do quite a lot of character designs for the Rock Grind stream over with Narrative Declaration. So
I've seen those.
I've yeah. So I've designed the Tyrant's Guild look basically. Like that was all me taking taking the basic brief and then designing it. And I do have another one in the works, another group, but when we won't discuss it because it might be premiering next week maybe.
Soon,
So
soon.
soon, very soon. But I'm very excited about it. But what I was trying to say is, like, I completely understand what you mean about having that kind of creative ownership over something that's not technically yours, but it's like
But
something
I
you
designed it.
designed. Yeah, yeah, and it just feels so exciting when it's finally revealed and people actually like, you know, this is this person's work. They designed this, and you're like, oh yeah, yeah, I
Hell yeah.
designed that. Yeah,
My thing. Yeah.
very cool.
So nice. It's such a good feeling.
Yeah, and especially when there's like good reception to it and people draw fan art of it, that's like, whoa.
I can't wait for our things to release and somebody actually draws my stuff.
Oh man, have you ever had fan art of your work?
Um, I don't. I'm not sure. I
Like,
don't think so.
because
Wait,
I'd imagine, especially with the Warhammer comics, like you'd probably have.
maybe I haven't looked them up. I've seen like fan dubs, like people do like dubbing over the comics on YouTube.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
kind of like fan art in a
ish,
way,
ish, yeah.
ish, if we stretch it a little bit.
Stretch the definition far enough, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know like about art specifically.
Hmm. But yeah, how do you feel when you like see those fan dubs?
I mean, I'm just happy people are enjoying it. Really, it's just it feels nice. Like I'm not like I don't know. Maybe it's maybe when I see like fan art, it'll feel even crazier. But like dubs are a little bit like divorced from what I do, so I'm like, cool. I'm really glad people are enjoying it, but it's not like my thing, you know.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's not quite exactly the same thing, I guess.
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see. Once the game's released, and hopefully that will happen.
Cool. Crossing fingers.
Crossing
You know.
fingers. Yeah, here's hoping the games make it big. Because that's always a worry with the games industry. You never know, like, if it'll be like a one-hit wonder or just like nothing at all, or what happens exactly.
Yeah, but your studio has had some good games released, so I think
Yeah,
that'll be enough to kind of plow
definitely.
behind and make you
Yes.
happy with it.
And we have the Tencent money now, so hopefully that will work
Tencent
good.
money.
Yeah. Yeah. One day I hope to pitch a Warhammer game.
Mm, mm. That would be sick, especially like with your kind of passion on that project. That would be crazy.
No, not even just mine. Like the studio loves Warhammer stuff.
Oh, do they? Oh.
Yeah, actually, I was gonna bring that up. Just yesterday, we had a tabletop day.
Mm.
Yeah, so like it was just like entire day of everybody hanging out and just like doing tabletop stuff. Uh, so like there were like multiple games of Warhammer. There was like there were like 3 tables of Warhammer going from like the morning until like 5 6 p.m. There's
Nice.
so many people who like Warhammer in the studio.
Oh
Uh,
yes, I imagine like because it's like quite a staple as well, and
It is.
yeah.
I mean, it's a UK, right? But also just like because nerds, like when
Mm.
you get enough nerds in one place, you're gonna get Warhammer nerds.
It's it's like it's an inevitability when you get enough
Yes.
nerds in one place.
I also suspect that Warhammer helped me get my job. So, because
Yeah.
during my initial interview, I spent half of it talking about Warhammer with because I knew I did my research on our lead artist and. He had like a bunch of Warhammer stuff. I was like, "Yep, I know exactly what to talk about."
He was probably a fan of you, to be honest.
He's seen my stuff before. And also it was just like super. It's like he also had like a tight. He had like no, not a tight, a knight in the background. So I was like, yeah, I know what you're into.
I know which faction you like.
Well, no, he has a bunch of stuff actually. He does a lot of painting. He does like dioramas. They're so cool. Man,
Mm.
I'll show you sometime.
Kind of
But
like Army on Parade type stuff.
yeah, that kind of stuff. He did like well, he does orcs, he does Tyranids, he's working on a Tau one right now, I think. He's got like a lot of Imperial stuff, so he's just got like a huge variety. He's like, you know, putting things together for the sake of putting things together.
Mm.
Yeah.
Very
So
varied.
he's not like just doing armies. I know he has armies, but he's more than that.
Yeah, more like painter kind of vibes.
Very much so. I mean, I hope to get there sometime.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Yeah, I'm currently kind of. I think it's just because I don't have much time, like freelance.
Yeah,
But
totally true.
I'm thinking of selling my space wolves at some point.
Oh no.
Yeah, they need to go to a new home. My doggies, they gotta go to a new home. Oh.
How does a resale usually look like in the UK?
Reselling, I guess it depends on where you are, but because I'm in like a fairly small town,
Hmm.
uh, it tends to like, I tends to not sell very well. Even like, uh, my army is more of like a supplement, really, for like
Right.
larger armies. Yeah, they haven't really sold too well on like Facebook or whatever, but I think Facebook Marketplace has kind of gone down the toilet. So
Has it
yeah,
ever not been in a toilet? It is part of Facebook.
yeah, true, but like it's gotten really scammy recently, and it's kind of stopped a lot of people from just wanting to use it.
Okay, fair enough. I'm honestly surprised it wasn't scarier before.
Yeah, I think a lot of people use eBay and stuff, but I gotta like go
I
through
mean,
filters
eBay's
to
sort of
find out.
shady too.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you're trying to sell stuff.
It's been okay for me so far, but I've only ordered from like the legit stores on eBay, so.
Yeah, but when you're trying to sell as like an independent, sometimes you get people that try and do like a payback scam where they sell
Oh
something.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The
Yeah,
claimbacks.
yeah. Oh,
That's just shitty.
yeah. It's so bad, especially when it's like a Warhammer army that's about like 250, £300.
God, yeah, like that's what put me off like actually buying Warhammer stuff. I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, I could, but also like I like money.
but also I like owning money. I like having money. If I buy
Yeah.
Warhammer, I won't have money. Hmm.
But like, there's a lot of people at the studio who do 3D printing, and I was thinking maybe I could just like ask them to, because I'm not gonna start going crazy into getting like full armies and everything. I just want to get good at painting, so I can sort of like pace myself easily. Just like okay, I'll get a few, practice my painting, do it as like my chill hobby, downtime. No need to get like a full army to like play games. You know, it's much easier,
Yeah, like I
much
totally
less
get that.
stress.
Much less stress for sure. Ooh, I like the feather helmet on the left.
Yes.
That's
Man,
inspired by
this
the
is
cool canoes,
interesting.
right?
This is very much like so. I'm going for different dynasty aesthetics here. So the one on the left, I'm going for a Han Dynasty aesthetic. Uh, oh, Elliott's voice is so low you can't really hear it. Okay,
Oh, shall I turn myself up or do you want to turn me up?
wait, I can do it because I think I have desktop audio lower. You know
Ah,
what? I'll
okay.
add an extra. I will add an extra audio capture just for
Hey, thanks,
Discord.
Ali.
That will be
I'll
better.
turn that up.
Yeah, thanks for calling it out, Ellie. Give me a sec.
Yes, we are doing technical difficulty troubleshooting.
Audio
Audio.
output capture. Yeah, I think that's it.
Mm. There we go.
Okay, Discord. No, it's using the same name. Change that. Oh, by the way, if you so if you look behind my screen, you can sort of I think
Oh yeah.
you can see the table behind me. That's
Oh
where I
yeah.
set up like my workbench
Ooh.
for my miniature stuff.
Oh, very nice. I am liking your background actually. It's very nice and aesthetic,
Oh
I
yeah,
would say.
yeah, it's super nice. I mean, I went all in on the gamer hashtag gamer aesthetic.
Gamer aesthetic.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's sort of stereotypical, but RGB just looks nice, really. It
Yeah, it
works.
definitely does something to the brain, you know. It's something like very appealing.
It's just nice and moody, really.
Yeah. Moody
Hmm.
lighting. Gamer moody lighting.
Maybe I should just turn up yeah. Let me just turn up the desktop audio to proper and turn down YouTube so it's not so loud.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. By the way, Ali, just let us know if you can hear me or not.
Yep.
I'd love to know. I want people to listen to what I have to say.
You are important, and I
I
will
am
validate.
important. You're correct. uh, yeah, we're both important here.
There we go.
We're
Yes.
both VIPs on the stream.
Well, you're the VIP. I'm the host, so I can't. I
Ah.
can't be. I am important, but I'm not the VIP.
Mm,
Yeah.
much better. All good. Perfect. Mm.
Awesome. Let's see, where were we?
Yeah, you were saying how each of these were a different, like a different
Yes, yes,
dynasty.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So let's see. I have. So yeah, the left one is Han Dynasty. The middle one is Ming Dynasty. I was thinking of going Qing Dynasty for the last one, maybe, but that one's
Ooh.
more of a Manchu Dynasty. So I don't know if maybe I can go for Tang Dynasty, maybe. Sort of
I
like a
quite
sort of lemon lard look.
Yeah, like I quite liked Tang Dynasty. I remember sort of looking up um like women's fashion for different dynasties, and Tang
Mm.
Dynasty just hit different, you know.
Oh
I think
yeah,
Tang.
the flowing shapes are so good.
Oh yeah, like the ribbons as well,
Mhm.
like the flowing like ribbons. Those are cool.
But yeah, do you know that being fat was actually considered a beauty standard in Tang Dynasty?
Mm,
Yeah, much
thinking
of
back to the good times.
yeah, man. Ships was so much easier. I could just be fat and be
Yeah,
happy.
I think it was probably like a lot harder to be fat back then.
True, that was probably why though.
Yeah.
So it's probably. But yeah, just to quickly talk over the art stuff.
Mm.
Uh, yeah, so you can just like, I mean, feels like I should talk a little bit about the art as well. So yeah, I really like usually going from working from silhouette to sketch. I wouldn't even consider this phase sketching really. This is more like my blockout stage, where I'm figuring out what the design actually is. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's just like it works really well to block with just values in my head.
Mm.
People often go into like line art really quick, and that doesn't work really well for me. It's easier to do like big brushes personally, and just like it's more forgiving with mistakes. You can just like mess around, and oh, I don't like this. I'm just going to block it off, and like oh, if I do this and I don't like it, poof, it's gone. It works really well for my process. I don't know how about you. I don't know about how you work though.
Yeah, I'm trying to like encourage myself to block out a bit more. But I find myself kind of leaning, like, doing like kind of like a sketchy line art first, and then I would kind of try and tone correct it. Actually, if you switch to my screen here, I can kind of
Yep.
demonstrate what I mean.
Let me pop that
Let me
out.
do that. See if it works on the stream.
It should work. It should be working.
There we go. Right.
Yep.
So here's what I got here. So this is like my initial sketch. So kind of line arty, kind of getting some perspective, and then I kind of go over it with like a multiply layer with this here. So that this kind of blocks out the tones and the shading and everything. And then if we go up here, then we're kind of blocking it out a bit more. So this is like the secondary sketch layer where I'm like refining stuff, breaking it down, thinking about where more stuff's gonna go, maybe add a bit of shading. And like as you can see here, like I shrunk the tree a bit, bring down the perspective a bit more. I'm probably gonna do the same with this tree over here. And yeah, that's kind of how I do my little process, especially with landscapes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You should totally throw in like a swamp monster or something somewhere.
Oh yeah, like I remember in one of the episodes there was like what's called an acid wraith. So I'm gonna make this sort of like this little lake, this little pond here a bit more acidy, like hence the ruins and stuff.
Hmm.
So
Feels like the usual acid color, just green, I guess.
yeah, but it could be like sort of like more of a brown, more of a burnt kind of vibe. I think they did use green in the session, but I'm gonna try and like sort of mute it a little bit just to give it more of a natural
Hmm.
like landscape look.
If you give
Same with the cloud.
another color, you could always go for. How? I'm trying to think because I guess acid can technically look at pretty much anything really. Hmm. If you want to go for a more natural landscape, I guess brown is probably where to go. But you would probably want to like maybe add like shades of yellow or something in there, just to indicate it's not like
Yeah.
normal muddy liquid.
Yeah, yellow is quite like a toxic color, especially in nature. But
Yes.
you wanna know what I was thinking of specifically?
Hmm.
Do you know Yellowstone?
Yes. You mean like
Like,
the sort of the iridescent sort of like almost sort of like the. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the hot springs where
yeah,
people fall in and they just dissolve, right?
yeah, basically. But kind of like they have these beautiful like rims of like turquoise and like terracotta and white,
Yes. Have you
and that
seen
can be
that?
quite cool.
Did you see that hot spring painting I did?
Oh, I don't think I, did I? I don't think I did. I remember you doing like a sort of like a cool Sky Island piece, but I haven't seen a hot spring one.
Ali said the muddy rainbow color wet asphalt looks pretty
Oh
toxic.
yeah, so like the oil slick on
Yeah,
asphalt
I
kind of
really
look. Yeah,
the iridescent one that looks super nice. Let's
yeah, and that would
see.
be quite cool to do with like a smudge tool, I reckon.
Yeah, this piece.
Right, let's have a look. Hot spring. Oh, cute, cute, cute,
Yeah,
cute,
so I
cute.
was looking at those as well. Do you get those like bands of color? It looks super nice.
Yeah, they do look really cool.
But this one I didn't want looking like toxic though, so I sort of toned
Yeah,
it down. It
this
just like
looks
looks
more
vibrant.
like this looks more like Spirited Away, like bathhouse vibe.
Yes, very much.
Yeah, I want to stick my hand in it. To be fair, that's what the Yellowstone stuff looks like.
Sort of, but
I want to stick my hand
much
in
more
it.
deadly. At least given the context, you know it's deadly.
Yeah.
Ooh, I wonder if I can do like sort of like a Imperial Guard officer type of thing.
Oh,
Hmm,
I'll change it up a little bit.
maybe. Let's see.
What did the Tang Dynasty officers look like back in the day?
Just like cool as shit. I mean, you can add like dragons everywhere, I guess. Yeah, they have like those
True.
like big lamellar shoulder pads.
Oh, yes, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm also like a huge fan of like, did they have like embroidered prints in Tang Dynasty?
Probably.
Hmm.
Let me look at some reference. Well, the ones I've
Oh,
seen do.
hmm.
I mean, I think China's probably had that for like a long time. Tang Dynasty was probably pretty reasonable for having that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm seeing some of that stuff. Here,
Hell yeah.
it's like a couple seconds delay on stream, right?
I think so. Like, could you like a different window?
Well, I put on my display. Let me know if you can see it.
Oh yeah, can see it just fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like
Yes,
sort
you've
of like
got those
the
nice embroidered.
floral pattern. Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, the mask though. Can I do something with that? Would that be too edgy?
If you do like a face only mask, like a face mask, then it would be kind of edgy.
Well, because the Janissaries do have face masks, right? What word it's called? The Janissaries. There's that one regiment.
Mm. You could probably do like maybe just the eye mask.
The Maccabean
So,
Janissaries. Yeah, they have face masks. That'd be a fun design, I think. Well, I'll see. I'll play with it. Um,
mm.
I will mess
Something to think
around with
about.
it. But yeah, I mean that's what the sketch phase is for. Just throwing ideas at the table, on the wall.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Delicious, delicious ideas.
Gorgeous. But that's another good thing about working in studio, just because you have like a bunch of people around you, like a bunch of other professional artists at your fingertips who know who's good at what they do, so you can just like, hey, give me a professional opinion. Much. You don't have to like worry about as much about like, oh, am I doing the correct thing? You don't have to like go back to your client, like, and then wait for like hours or days for the response.
50 billion days, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what's one thing I really enjoy about like having like a collaborative space with artists
Mm-hmm.
is being able to like what we did just now, like you being like, oh, what can I do here? And then I'm like, oh, this should be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then you're like, yeah. And like just that kind of collaboration is just so nice.
It feels like you have somebody. It's safer, right? It feels like you don't have to rely on your own judgment.
Exactly, and you can kind of just bounce ideas off each other.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel like to be fair, like I think that works for almost like any most creative enterprises. Like it's not just art. I mean, like
Mm.
I don't know, you're doing like a video, you're doing. I mean, I guess that's technically art too.
Yeah, I guess like theater maybe, or like
Yeah, yeah.
like
Theater,
acting.
cooking, yeah, just having a second opinion is almost always a good
Yeah, like it does feel good, and I think it's because like human beings are just inherently social,
thing.
so we kind of thrive off of being able to just talk about stuff and just collaborate with people, you know?
Very much so. Oh, or should I just wait? Or can I give like the mask a sight? Like, what does like sight augmented eyes?
Oh, yes, do it. If the servo skulls can have them, so can the officers.
Why
Let's
not?
go. Let's go.
Let's see. How do I make this more Tang Dynasty? Have this like
Maybe
these
have
flares off the edge.
um. Do they have like chains and stuff in Tang Dynasty?
You mean chainmail?
Yeah, not chainmail, more like decorative chains, like maybe a chain hanging off the pommel of a sword, like that kind of vibe.
I mean, I'm sure like they could have had. I mean,
Hmm.
hmm. Palm is
You
sort of.
know,
I think usually
you know,
what you see in like Chinese stuff is you get like that like bunch of strings that come off the end, like the red strings. It comes off
oh
in a
yeah.
bunch.
What if there's a red string hanging down from the augmented eye?
Oh my god. You know what? That's sort of fun, but I'm working at Valley right now. We can do that
Mm,
later.
mm, mm. Yes. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is where the magic happens.
Yeah. Hell yeah. The sketching phase where everything doesn't look good, but you can imagine it.
And you can imagine it. You can just use your mind's eye.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
If you haven't messed it up already, it can be as good as you think it can be.
Yes, exactly. Then you can like adjust and all that jazz. Yeah. Well, rocks there.
Oh, but yeah, going back to like the studio stuff, I was gonna say like apparently we're going to do we have actually we have one of our people we have a Golden Demon winner at the studio.
Really?
Yes, we
Oh
do.
my god.
Another day he came by because he's in facilities, right? He came by because I had a problem with my standing desk. He came by to check on it, and he saw me buying. Like I had just bought like some washes, the Vallejo washes. And he saw. Oh no, not the Vallejo washes. He saw um, the Army Painter paintbrushes I bought. He came by, he saw those. I was like, he was like, oh, the cheap brushes. Don't worry, I'll give you my Magnus Opus brushes. Like what?
What?
Because apparently they just send those to him for free because he's like a signature artist or something. So
Oh
he
my
just has a
god.
bunch of them sitting around. So he says to
That's
just give them to me.
actually so nice. I bet they're like something like sable as well, like sable brushes, and that's like
Yes, they're gonna be super nice ones. I mean, they're Arpus Opus, so they're gonna be super expensive and super nice.
mm.
You just know.
Actually, how do you spell that? I'm gonna Google them real quick, just so.
Art ARTIS OPUS, like as in Magnum Opus.
Oh, good name. 24 British pounds.
Not cheap, I say. Not cheap.
Jeez. Okay,
I
let's
actually I
have
haven't seen the brushes either. Oh my god, that case looks so nice. Wait, let me put it up on
look at
streams
that.
just for
everyone,
reference.
everyone gaze upon this. Everyone look.
Holy shit.
This one's 57 pounds for 4 brushes.
It's 60 pounds for a dry brush set. Holy shit.
I am genuinely in awe.
Look, okay, I have to say though, I did spend way too much money on, did you see the Artis Opus cabinets?
The cabinets.
Yes, they have display cabinets. I was like, oh my god, these look so good. I actually bought a couple. I think they're shipping in June, so I have to wait a little while. But look at how good these look.
You pre-ordered cabinets.
Well, it's on Kickstarter, but yeah.
Pre-ordered cabinets.
Look, it's
Oh,
better than
actually,
pre-ordering games.
actually,
Look at how
that is
aesthetic they are. They have
the
fucking
rounded
lights.
edges.
Yes, and they're wood, so they work with my aesthetic. And they have like light. They have like the lights inside the rim, so they look so good.
Man,
But yeah, you see my
Crazy.
you see my background, right? You see like that empty space I have on that wait, let's see, on that drawer beside my workbench. I'm
so
gonna
you,
I'm gonna put the row of those display cabinets on there. So like
that's
just
gonna
below the
look so
posters.
sick.
That would be
That's gonna
so
look so
good.
sick.
I'm gonna love it.
That's gonna look like that's gonna be such an upgrade as well. Like just look at that. Can you
Yeah,
imagine
but
it?
yeah, so I have like 3 months to paint on miniatures to put in them.
Yeah, so you have time to prep. You know,
I
you have
have
time to
time
like
to
get
get
ready.
good.
Yeah, get good.
It's weird learning to paint miniatures as like an artist because you're like I already know all this stuff, but it's very different applying it in not even just like in physical media, like but like uh, a physical three-dimensional media, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah, and like working around. If you decide to be like me when you first started painting and glue everything together and then paint it.
Oh my god. Yeah. Well, to be fair, the ones I have been working on right now are glued together, so it's more of a challenge. It's not necessarily a bad thing, just like challenge myself a little bit. But you're not gonna get like immediately great results, I
Yeah,
guess.
and you're not gonna get all the cracks and all the nooks and crannies,
Yeah.
basically.
But I mean, I don't think it's the worst. I see a good amount of people paint like fully assembled miniatures. It's sort of it's a good skill to have, I think. But
Yeah,
also,
like
just because these miniatures I got from my friend in art school, Dylan, he gave them to me. So I was like, well, I have to paint them up.
yeah, shout out to Dylan.
Hell yeah! Oh, he's a fashion major.
Ooh,
We were talking about maybe doing a collab or something sometime. That'd be really fun.
that'd be sick.
Yeah,
What do you think a collab would look like?
I don't know. Hard to like because I mean you have to be fashion, but like
Mm.
Hammer fashion, I don't know. We'll have to talk about that.
I think the thing is, Warhammer's so keen on their IP that I think if you even tried
Warhammer
Warhammer,
inspired fashion. It's not gonna be official. I
to
would
be fair, like there's a lot of really nice elements in Warhammer that could work.
look. Warhammer's all about aesthetics, so there's no
It
reason
is.
why it couldn't work. The
Yes.
main worry is not to look too much like a fascist, obviously.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
We gotta toe that fine line, and I think that's the scariest part about the whole thing.
yeah. Or you could just do
Uh,
like Eldar or something, you know? You can always.
yeah, true.
Or hell yeah, Necron fashion. I'll do Necrons.
Necron would be sick.
I want to
The
look like a.
Pirates.
I want to look like
Hello.
a. Yeah.
Got a new person here. This is Reds. They're from the art server, the T server.
Thanks for
Hello.
coming. Yeah, we're
Thanks
just
for
chilling.
coming. We're just chilling. We're just vibing, drawing, talking about drawing, all that jazz.
Hell yes.
But yeah, so Necron fashion. What would that look like?
Egyptian.
Like
Space
Egyptian
Egyptian.
and metallic. Like I think.
Metallic space Egyptian. How would you apply that to like actual wearable fashion? Is the interesting question, I
Well, the first thought is obviously print.
think.
I think print is always something that a lot of people explore first when it comes to like incorporating illustration and like fashion.
Yep.
But I think something other people can do is what about like just a huge like graphic illustration like printed onto a garment.
Interesting.
Mm.
So you mean like onto the entire fabric, as like as a pattern almost, or?
Maybe as a pattern or more as like an art piece like on like for example a shirt or a jacket or something like that.
Mhm.
Actually, there's one artist that I really love. Hang on.
Also, for anybody who's watching, if you have like any questions about art or like what we're doing or whatever, you can always ask. Happy to talk.
Yes. please ask. We would love to keep making content out of your questions.
and have something to talk about, and I don't have to think too hard.
Yes. It's a Sunday night. We shouldn't be thinking too hard.
Oh god, I have to get up for work tomorrow. That's the worst
Oh.
part. That's the worst part of having a job, really. I have
Getting
to
up.
work. God darn it.
Morning.
Gosh darn it.
What?
How could I? As a freelancer who has lived at who has slept regularly at 5 to 6 a.m. for like 2.5 years running, it's been an adjustment.
Yes. It is definitely like a big adjustment. Ah, so this is the person I was thinking about. They're like an illustrator first, and then they started doing like fashion
Ooh, wait,
drops.
let me take a look. Are you sending it over to me on Discord?
Yes, that's correct.
Cool. Also, thanks, Fred. Yeah, I tend to prefer using just like really big blocks of values to block out my shapes. Um, Lines are really good, but I feel like they constrain me a little bit more, especially because most of my work ends up as paintings. So if I want to like help indicate a little bit of light, it also works really well. And also, it helps me sort of like if I'm blocking out character design, right, and you want to have like a few key sort of like areas of value, so you have like a midtone, you have a shadow, you have highlight. It's really nice to have this like just like work in value, so you can block this out before you go to any detail. It sort of like helps me keep my mind on the composition instead of like going to specific details of like, oh, how nice the line art is, or like how much like texture density there should be in the area.
It is
Morning
something to think
Witch.
about. Yeah.
Lush botanical apparel. Apparel. Apparel? Wait, how do you pronounce that?
Apparel.
Apparel. Okay, I've never actually spoken it out loud. I just realized.
Yeah.
I have a
Yeah,
bunch
it's
of
like.
vocabulary I know, but I've never actually said.
What sort of stuff have you been thinking about, like words?
I don't know. It's just like every once in a while I stumble into a word. I'm like, I know the word, but I actually just realized I never actually said that out loud because I probably read that a lot, but I've never used it in normal life.
Because it
But
just doesn't come up. Like you just say stuff
yeah,
like clothing rather than apparel.
yeah. Ooh, but these look super nice. Wait, let me just
Mm.
drag it up to my screen so people can actually see what I'm looking at. These would be fun. Okay, so yeah, some of this is sort of patterny, but not all of it.
Yeah, it's like
This
it's not really
salamander is not.
repeated. Yeah, the salamander didn't survive. But
Yeah,
isn't that like sick? You know?
it is, but
Yeah.
I feel like we could go even further and do like Warhammer inspired clothing. Like, you could do like high collar coats or something that works really well with the Imperial Guard aesthetic. It feels like.
I
Yeah,
agree.
which is like a Inquisitor coat. I mean, those can look really good without being overly specific.
Hmm, I agree. It's very nice. Ooh, I love that chest piece on the last guy.
Oh yeah, the lamellar.
Yes, it's looking very nice, especially with the Aquila, like, like on the front there. It's very nice. Very
It's
cool.
it's very useful getting references for this because whenever somebody is like, oh, they would put a dragon here, I just put an Aquila.
It
It's
makes
cheating,
so
but
much.
it works.
Yeah, it's
Look,
cheating,
look,
but
like,
it's working smarter.
look. Let's be honest. Concept art is all about cheating. So like whenever new people ask me, "Oh, is it okay if I cheat this?" I'm like, "Yes, do it. Why are
Yes,
you not cheating more?" Like there's the
cheat more. Cheat as
concept
much as you
art.
can.
Yeah, exactly. Like why wouldn't you? Concept art isn't really about making nice pictures. It is, but
Mm,
the pictures aren't really actually the main point. Like the main point is just like it's like visual problem solving, right? So whatever gets you to your solution fastest will you do it. Like there's no reason not to because you can always make it look nice later because but you should always have a good idea first. And that is the base that is like the basis of your entire piece. It's
yes.
design, it's not just fine art.
Yeah, it's like getting something done in a way that you're happy with almost.
I cheat with acrylics to hide my insufficient brigandine armor. They're Imperial Guard. They're not supposed to look impervious, okay?
They're meant to look like a little bit ramshackled, a little bit underpaid, you know.
I mean, to be fair, that depends on the regiment.
True. Actually, yeah. Who's the most paid regiment in the Imperial
I mean,
Army?
there are literally regiments made up only nobles, right? Like the Blue
True.
Bloods for Straym Firstborn.
Yeah.
There's also like, wait, are there more than Iron Guard just normal people? But I mean, they have like the really neat uniforms. But there are like pure, there are entire regiments that are just nobles, so they're rich.
Yeah. True. And then you got the knights, which are like more.
I mean, but those aren't
Uh.
guard anymore.
Yeah. I guess they're like a bit more impervious and a bit more special. A bit more
Mhm.
special.
Very special considering they literally have mechs.
Special little mech boys. Special little mech. Special.
Mm.
Very expensive. Special.
The Imperial Navy look fancy and well paid. Well, unless you're like well, you are very fancy and well paid if you're like a captain or something. But like,
Mm.
don't forget Imperial ship has like twenty
They have
thousand
like
people on
50.
it, and 99% of those are slaves.
True. Are slaves well paid? That's debatable.
So yeah, they're rich, but not everybody on the ship.
Truly a class struggle on the on the navy ships.
I mean, I think that's just a Warhammer as a whole.
Yeah, very true, very true.
Nobody's having a good time, and that's sort of the point. Maybe I should do something more interesting with this arm. You should probably hold a
Maybe
pistol or
make
something.
it maybe a bit asymmetrical.
Yeah, I feel like the arms are a little bit boring.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, the reason I brought up the artist Opus thing and like the guy who works at our studio who's a Golden Dino winner is like apparently he says he wants to do painting lessons as a studio event sometime. That'd be super fun.
You'd be learning from like a proper, like award-winning expert, pretty much.
Exactly. Like it's gonna be such a good experience. I think. It's so nice because we recently got like an event coordinator and she's been doing so good. She's been doing it like she did the karaoke night that I was telling you about. That and it's just so nice having like proper organization and budget for things.
Mm. Like it does sound like it's like real. You get a lot of camaraderie just by going to these events, you know.
Yes, very much so. Yeah, like I said, I think the one thing that everybody that works at the studio agrees on is that like just like the studio culture is really nice. Everybody's just good to be around. It's also like it's studio culture to just bring in donuts or some other equivalent pastry or snack on important work anniversaries or anything. So it's like, and you know, we have like 400 people in the studio, so almost every week has like a couple of those. So you almost always have like regular shipments of donuts.
Amazing. Yeah, nah, like, one thing that always got me was just like when I was in the office and people would bring in like cakes and treats and stuff for people to pick at.
Yes.
I was just there like, listen, I love you guys. It's very nice that you brought this in. I'm trying to have a diet, please. I'm begging.
Oh, I'm gonna. You will hate me if I worked in the same office as you because I've been bringing in like donuts. No, cookies, like homemade cookies because
Oh my god,
I've been
it's the
I
best
felt
kind of
it was the I felt like it was the easiest way to bribe my way into being regularly employed. So I just kept bringing in donuts during my probation. Like I brought in donuts like four. No, not donuts, cookies. I baked cookies and brownies and brought those in a total of 5 times over 2.5 months of probation.
Oh my god. So you're genuinely just like out here, like investing in making sure you get through the probation.
Hey, it worked. I passed probation.
It did work.
It worked, and I still bring in cookies. So
Very nice.
yeah, every once in a while somebody's like, "Yo, Rory, where's the cookies today?" So now I feel like I have to now. I've
It's
Pavloved
okay.
them into expecting me to bring in cookies.
Pavlov them into cookie dependency.
Yes, exactly. Hey, better them being dependent on me bringing cookies every once in a while than me not having a job, right? So I'll take
True.
that as the equivalent exchange.
It's a win. It's
It's
a
a win.
damn good
It's a
deal.
win. And also, I get to eat the cookies too, so that helps.
It's good. I'm trying to think what else I want to do with these. I'd like to add a little bit more of that kind of like charcoal, like pencil effect, I reckon. Sort of make it a bit more like
Ooh,
make
what do
it
you
a little
think
bit
of
more
lighting?
edgy. What am I thinking of lighting?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm thinking maybe a little bit. So what I'm thinking is in the foreground it's going to be a bit overcast,
Mm-hmm.
and in the back there's going to be like a little bit of backlight.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be backlighting some of the trees and some of the like the ruins and the rocks and stuff.
Oh, let me just grab that and put that on screen so you can see again what you're working on.
Jeez.
Interesting.
Here we go. So it's still like quite basic. I still need to flesh out the perspective a bit more.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
over here we got like a little log cabin hiding behind the rocks. You know, a little bit of a
Are
story.
is the swamp is the swamp area sort of like a more because it doesn't look like pine trees, right?
Yeah, a little bit, but they could be like beech trees or yew trees. I'm kind of thinking of those like big,
What about
um,
I was because like feels like it would be strange. Seems like mostly in marshy areas you don't really get pine trees. Pine trees are more sort of like a very temperate or like colder areas where you get pine trees a lot more. Maybe have you thought about willow trees?
yeah,
With those
willow
with
could
just like
work. Yeah.
long string of like I mean if you want to like more creepy and dreary, having just like long strings of like dangling sort of like what do you call it? Are they're not exactly roots, are they? But like you know like how willow trees have like
Branches.
yeah the branches that sort of dangling down. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking, I might do some like little ones just over here in the distance. So kind of like background almost, and then like like a hanging tree there, and then maybe add another one over here just to kind of break up the perspective.
That could be
Wow.
interesting.
Chaotic Voices just joined, and looks like
Ah, thank you,
yeah.
chaotic voices. Yeah, I'm sorry it's been taking me so long to do Delivery Boy. Yeah, one with moving and everything last year, it was just really hectic for me for like a few months there. I did really. I was considering trying to like put a ton of work into like getting Delivery Boy done as soon as possible, but it just wasn't really possible for me at the time. I want to see if I can get the comic done within the next 3 4 months. I think get it done as soon as possible so I can like try and I don't have to like drag it out more and have everybody wait for just like oh here's like another 2 months for an episode. Hopefully I can get back to like a page every week or two. That feels reasonable to
Ambitious.
me. Yeah. I mean maybe, but like I've settled down more now, so it's no longer as crazy for me. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. It's doable, I think. And if I don't, I did make a promise to anybody except myself. So all I have to be disappointed. Nobody will be disappointed in me except for myself.
Don't be so hard on yourself. You do
In
good
the
work.
next decennium or so. Thanks, Isabella.
Very cool.
Very much in the early concept stages. I'm just fleshing out ideas. Normally, if I was doing this like as a professional thing, I'd probably go in and do like 5 to 10 variations of each of these guys, but it's probably not worth it just for my own stuff. I'd rather get into like a little bit of more detailed painting just for sake of it.
See, this is what we were talking about earlier. They want to dub. They want to dub the new stuff.
Yeah, but what would you dub for Delivery Boy? There's no dialogue.
True.
Yeah, it's a silent comic.
Would it be like a headcanon dub where they make up their own
You could. I wouldn't mind.
pencil?
Honestly, I sort of view my art as not exactly open source, but once it's out there, right? If people want to do what they want with it, I'm more than happy to, as long as they credit me. You know, there
Mm.
are definitely artists that don't like people messing with what they do, but I sort of like lean towards the school of just let people enjoy it how they want, as long as they're not being crazy about it.
Yeah, as long as they're not being like horrendous about it, I reckon. But
Mhm.
I think that falls into something like Death of the Artist, where like as soon as it's out in the public sphere and it's exposed to an audience, like the artist no longer like, well, copyright and everything aside, the artist no longer like owns the interpretation of the art, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's very much a postmodernist thing, but yes, I sort of agree with it to some degree, but also not. It's sort of iffy, right? Because exposure, and it really, I think it varies between fine art and commercial art. For commercial art, it's a little bit different. I wouldn't agree as much with it as especially if it's like if it's like for example you release an ongoing franchise and it's still going on and everybody's free to do like fan art and everything, but that doesn't necessarily kill the original thing because it's an evolving it's an evolving story, it's an evolving ongoing franchise. It's not what they do should necessarily affect you, I guess, and they are everybody's free to do their own interpretation, but it's not. I don't know. I don't know. I feel I
I
might.
think
I'm
there's
not.
like a boundary, like
Yes.
when it comes to art, like when you have like ownership over art, you want it to be received well, but if
Yes.
it's kind of used in a way that you don't like because you feel like it. Actually,
Okay.
yeah,
I was okay. I think
okay,
yeah.
yeah,
My yeah. I think my thoughts a little bit more formulated. So okay. So what I was trying to get at was that the internet is sort of weird with that kind of thing because if you get like a sort of like a fan-in thing going, right? People are like, oh, it's going to be this thing, but that can really disrupt some with like what creators intended to do sometimes.
Hmm.
And it's totally cool to have like fan stuff, but sometimes you have to you can't get too crazy about that stuff. I don't know. With fine art, it's a little bit more different, just because fine art is very much about the concept of it, and usually it's not like an ongoing story or anything. So, like, the definite offer in that case does I feel like apply a little bit more, but maybe that's just because I'm a commercial artist and I don't really care as much about fine art.
Hmm. Yeah, like
Maybe.
I think fine art. I think fine art does like rely on the interpretations of an audience, and that's
Yes.
why it works in that way.
Yes, it works very well in a postmodern context, but
Hmm.
not, but especially commercial art is not often meant to be perceived necessarily in a postmodern way, even if they use like techniques related to postmodernism or other other stuff that's like, yeah, art is just whatever you want to make out of it.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
Hmm. So it
interesting.
does vary a little bit, I think.
Yeah, it's an interesting thought process, and
Yeah. Also, yes, Red. It is Imperial Guard based on dynastic Chinese games. So the left one over there is sort of like a basic Han Chinese Han Dynasty design. The middle one is like a Ming Dynasty design. The right one is sort of like an officer, but based on Tang Dynasty.
hmm,
Yep.
very lovely. I'm liking like the shading on the faces.
I mean,
Like,
it's very basic.
there's something
I
about like the basicness that's
I
really
think
nice.
these are nice enough to like sort of like work a little bit more with now.
Let's go.
And that's great chaotic voices. Like always get permission and always credit. I think that's just like basic courtesy at this point.
Yeah, it's
It's
politeness.
it is. It's weird how many people don't get that though. It sucks sometimes. It happens like I don't care about reposting, but if you're going to like remake somebody else's work, you know, crediting is like always like the least obtrusive thing you can do. Just like leave a comment or something. But people still don't do that, and it's very annoying.
Oh yes. Oh, I don't know what it is about people who just repost and then just don't like link
I
the
don't
other
mind
back.
just reposting as much as long, like I mean, I've sort of accounted for it because I put my name on everything. So if as long as they're not deliberately cropping my name out, which they still sometimes do, and that is very
Yeah,
annoying.
it's
Uh,
very yeah.
it's very rude. I'm okay if you don't credit me directly as long as you didn't try to crop out my name because I know people aren't always thinking about that kind of stuff, and I don't blame them. It's a lot like you. Not everybody's an artist. You don't always get it. It's fine. Um, but if you're actually deliberately doing it, you're just being a dick. Don't be a
Mm-mm.
dick.
To put it politely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please don't. Yeah, I think I'm going to start doing a little bit more detail on these guys. This will
Like
be.
slight oh,
Mhm. Oh, by the way, how is Can you get like decent Chinese food where you are?
uh, like Winchester's pretty good for people from Hong Kong and China,
Hmm.
and there are some Chinese shops about. But honestly, like because I've been in England for a while longer, like at boarding school and stuff, and I've kind of
Hmm.
been stung by Chinese food here.
Yeah, you've been here way longer than I
Yeah, like I'm just kind of like, you know what, I'm just gonna wait until I can go back to Hong Kong.
have. I
It's like
mean,
I know,
London's
yeah,
not too bad though. London's relatively
yeah.
easy to get.
London's not bad. I just don't get up there very often.
Sure,
That's
true.
the only thing. Yeah, until I visit you at some
Ah,
point.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Come over. You know what? Let me know when, so maybe like you can come visit the studio as well.
Yes, and then I can find some actually good Chinese food
Hell
as
yeah.
well.
There's actually a good Sichuan restaurant near where I am. It's a little bit pricier. It's not like bad. It's like I would say 12 to 20 pounds for a decent meal.
That's not
That,
bad
that's
actually.
not bad at all. But
Yeah.
it's it's a little bit more than like takeout or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, and
Yeah.
definitely way more than Hong Kong, unfortunately.
Yes, very much so. But that's just sort of to be expected.
Yeah, you know what? Like, as much as I'd love to go on another rant about how expensive things are here compared to
But
Hong Kong, like,
it's just true. It's not a random. It's true.
yeah, I think people might be a bit sick of hearing about that at this point.
Yeah. Oh, right. It's actually not usually that hard to research who made work, or at least in my experience, it's not usually that hard. Google reverse image search is usually really good. Even somebody's cropped out the name or something. It usually works pretty well. Just look for like visually similar images.
Yeah, that usually does it. That's what I do when I'm looking for something that I haven't seen before.
Mhm. It usually works. Just do. It takes like 2 minutes. It's not that bad. If you want to like check who did something, it's usually relatively accessible. It's interesting that Warhammer never did anything with Chinese aesthetics because there's so much of it that they could play with.
Yeah, I think they did do something with the white scars, but that's more Mongolian than
That's
anything
very much
else.
Mongolian, yeah. And I don't know if the Mongolians want to be like classified as necessarily Chinese Chinese.
Oh yeah, true, true.
Yeah, I don't want to speak for them, so.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And they're very distinct. Even if you counted them as Chinese, you like they would be like a
Yes,
subculture, I
yeah,
guess. Like it wouldn't be like the proper thing. They haven't done anything with. Well, I guess people keep saying like, oh, the Eldar or the Tau are like Japanese inspired, but like, nah, a
not
little
really.
bit, not really though. It's
Yeah,
like it's
not
just because they have the mecha. I don't.
yeah. It's a
Mm,
little bit like it's a little bit anime brain. Not gonna
yeah,
lie.
I'm not sure if that counts.
Hmm.
That's not true chaotic voices. Voice actors definitely make new stuff too. I mean, you could if you wanted to.
Hmm.
And also, like, it is work in and of itself. It's like I see voice actors like pretty much the same way as I see like live action actors, right? The way you give breath to material that you take it from somebody else is art in and of itself. Your interpretation is work. It's not like you're just like nobody is telling you exactly how to do something. You are always putting something of yourself in it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why certain voice actors get hired, for their work specifically because they do something that, you know, other people want to like see or bring on with their project, that kind of thing.
And then there's like voice actors like Nolan North, who's just literally in everything.
Yeah, because he's so like Nolan North is a pretty talented actor, voice actor, but I like to think of him quite similarly to Michael Cera, like as an actor, like
Mm-hmm.
very typecasted. If that makes sense.
Yes, but to be fair, some of that also might just be because the game industry doesn't sort of does really similar characters a lot.
Mm,
Like maybe you are correct though.
mm. Like we get Nolan North, and I think we also get Troy Baker.
Yes, in almost everything, and then like you have projects that have both Troy Baker and Nolan North. And it's just like, yep, that's the AAA voice cast. Yep,
Mm.
I see what you're doing.
Alright, I'm actually gonna look up the IMDb for Nolan North real quick. Just have a look.
Nolan North and Troy Baker are the American guy. Yes, they are very much the American guy.
Very much American.
Is there like the British guy?
Troy Baker.
Yeah, he does British too, right? Yeah,
British.
British mate.
British. Yeah, Troy Baker did Joel in The Last of Us.
Yeah,
And Woodbury.
yeah. I mean, he was on at the what was that? Which event did they have him and Ashley Burke? Wait, it was Ashley Burke who did Ellie, right? Was it? No wait, am I? No wait, who was it that did Ellie? No,
In the game or in the show?
no, the game.
Ellie.
Ashley Johnson. Yeah, okay.
Bella Ramsey.
No, Belly Ramsey is
Oh wait, Ashley.
the live action actress.
Oh yeah, sorry. Google just lied to me and
Google
couldn't
lies. Google do not.
IRL.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is.
Yeah, Ashley Johnson. No, they had like an event where they had both of them up for to promote the show.
Mm.
Actually, I haven't gotten around to seeing the show yet. I know
Yeah.
it's good, but I haven't played the games yet, and I think I need to play the games first. And in order to play the Last of Us games, I have to finish the God of War games because I can't let my pile of shame keep just piling up and not do anything about it.
Yeah, no, it's a problem.
Yeah. I haven't played any of the PlayStation games just because I didn't own a PlayStation until when was it? Like last November, I think it was.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I never owned a console until last year, so I just physically could not play any of the PlayStation games.
Oh, fair enough. You got a PlayStation 5, right?
Yeah. I mean, like at this point, there's no reason to get a PS4 if you're getting a new one.
Yeah, true.
Unless it's just like budgeting, I guess. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
valid reason, I suppose.
Yeah, no, it's at like the place I work at, my day job, CEX. You can get a PS4 for a pretty decent price.
Yeah. Wait, how much are you guys selling for?
I think it was somewhere around the 200 mark. Let's have a look. No, literally like 170-ish pounds.
Oh
But if you
wow,
get
that
the
is
Pro-
so cheap. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
To
if
be
you
fair,
get
that's pretty good value.
yeah, if you get the Pro console though, it's like 210 pounds.
Okay.
Still pretty cheap for like a console.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the new generation has technically been out it's been like a couple of years now, right? 2-3 years?
What, the PS5?
Yeah,
It's
it's something like that.
the only reason it's up
It
there
came out
is
during COVID, I think.
Did it come out during COVID? Hang on.
2020, yeah, November 2020.
Oh my god! So
It has been
legit
like 2 years and a bit, so
almost 3 years.
yeah. So they've definitely been out long enough for where it's like they're not hard to get anymore. I just got mine from
Yeah,
Curry's.
yeah. Curry's is pretty good. Curry's is pretty pog.
The price was pretty solid.
How much did you pay for it?
Like 560 for the console, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, and wireless headset. This wireless headset I'm wearing right now, actually.
You actually paid like £60 more for all of that, like, because we sell the at my shop we sell like the console like mint condition for like £500 at the moment, so it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I mean, I did the calculations. I was like, okay, yeah, like I said, I don't do bad deals. So if
Random numbers.
yeah,
Damn.
I ran the numbers. I was like, oh, this is. I checked what everything was worth, and they all came back good. Like just a headset itself would have been like £70 or £80, I think. I mean, it's a Razer Barracuda X, so it's something like that. Yeah. So yeah, like that plus an extra game that would have been like at least an additional £140 at least. So. Because like PlayStation games are freaking £70 these days, like, or something, right? So
Yeah, like I think Modern Warfare 2 on the PlayStation 5 is like 55 quid at the moment.
God,
Crazy.
that's another reason why I still play most of my games on the PC.
Yeah, like I'm still having a bit of like a Destiny addiction at the moment. Not gonna lie.
That's fair. I mean, Lightfall is. Wait, did Lightfall just? No, no, it's in 2 days, right?
Lightfall is about to drop
It's in 2
basically
days.
tomorrow. Yeah, so basically what's happening is they're gonna take Destiny offline so that they can update everything.
Oh, okay.
So at about 5 p.m. my time tomorrow, Destiny 2 is gonna go offline.
Mm-hmm. Oh, also, Red, I have thought about doing art critique on stream as well. Yes, I would definitely love to get around to it. I'm treating this stream as sort of like a pilot test, just like to chill and sort of like just test out the format, get all the streaming stuff up and working. Once I have that done, I would definitely love to do more educational streams. Maybe do like directed tutorials, do like critique stuff, do demos on how to like just like MIDI lectures, that sort of stuff would be really fun to do, I think, and be super useful for people who are watching. I would love to do that kind of thing. It's just this one is meant as more of a chill, casual, drawing along kind of thing.
Red's is saying Lightfall is on Tuesday and I can't wait. I'm pretty down for it as well. I'm kind of thinking maybe I'll hold back for like a day or two just so that they sort out any bugs or any glitches or anything because it's gonna be a big update.
Is that usual with Destiny where they get like glitches with new expansions? Because I never buy the expansions on day one. I only bought like what was it, Witch Queen and Beyond Light like on sale like last year. So
Yeah, no, like sometimes day one, like Bungie does have some issues. Um, but usually they're very good about getting on it and everything. But
okay.
I think like
I mean, they would have to. It's a live service. If they don't, it's gonna be very messy.
yeah, there's usually a Q meme as soon as you get into a new Destiny 2 expansion. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I have friends at the studio who are planning to do like try and run the new raid within the first 24 hours.
Oh god, I think Hulky Crow might be doing that with his clan.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that just sounds like too much work for a video game.
Yeah, no, like I personally like kind of enjoy the grind. I think it's because it's a nice way to kind of shut your brain off and follow instructions when you're done at the end of the day, you know?
I'm always more of a narrative person, so I'm like, just let me chill and enjoy the the, the actual narrative of of the game stuff before instead of just going crazy about like finishing all the content, you know?
Yeah, I'm more like narrative driven myself. Like that's why I don't really do raids or dungeons and stuff. I do
Mhm.
enjoy doing them with friends, but it's more like if I have the option to just stop and just like sort of take in the lore or the story, then I'd rather do
Exactly.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that just sounds so much more appealing to me. I don't like stress in when I game, so
Mm.
that's why I guess I'm not a very big competitive gamer either. I just like doing. I like co-op PVE along with PvP, but I mean the I do PvP, but mostly just with friends.
Yeah, like when it's with friends, it kind of vibes way more, you know,
Yeah, it's a different vibe.
different vibe.
But yeah, I'm interested I'm also interested in Lightfall. I mean, I will eventually get it probably, but I'm just excited for a new soundtrack to listen to.
Yeah, Destiny soundtrack is always like banging at all
God,
times.
one day I will apply to Bungie just because like their art teams and audio teams and gameplay teams are on point.
Like I kind of dream of like if I was to work for any company, Bungie would be quite fun, I reckon.
I'm gonna point out my okay. So there were two games in my childhood. One was RuneScape, and my RuneScape account was named Halo 01. So Halo was my OG game. I would like Bungie has been like my dream company for like ages, right? So yeah, like Destiny 1 and 2 were like they had a ton of issues when they were coming out. No, I don't think anybody can really deny that. And like the narrative side was like a bit of a mess, at least to begin with. Um, but just like the art, like they've always nailed it. So I would love to work with that team.
Yeah, like just designs alone is just like gorgeous. Yeah, I
Oh,
remember like
see you later, Chaotic Voices. Thanks for dropping by.
yeah, see chaotic. Destiny 2 Deep Stone Lullaby 10-hour edition. Best thing ever.
I have Chaotic Voices. I have like something like I think something like 2,500 hours logged on RuneScape.
That's a lot of hours.
Yes, it was not healthy. I was not a healthy relationship when I was in high school.
Did anyone have a healthy relationship in high school with video games?
Did anybody have any healthy relationships with anything in high school? It's weird.
True, true. Speaking mad facts right now. 2000s. That's about what I have invested into. Yeah,
Yeah, but I
same.
probably spent. I didn't like. I spent most of my time on RuneScape just like messing around with like my clan. So I didn't actually get that much done. I only have like 4 or 5 99s.
Instead of having like 50 billion gold on RuneScape, you
Yeah,
just kind of.
I do. Wait, no. How much gold do I have? I don't have that much. I guess I think before I quit, I had like 60, 70 mil. Reasonable amount, but not like super rich. I guess. You know?
That's fair.
But I mean, it's very much like playing it for the social aspects. Really,
Yeah,
that's
that's kind of like
the good part.
yeah, like when you can like use a game to interact socially with people, that's like it's a really
Yeah,
good feeling,
I
especially
got
when you
real good at typing real fast.
amazing.
Also, thank God for being able to cook for yourself because it actually got pretty cold these few days, right? It was like 6 degrees today.
Oh yeah, like I think we might be getting a cold snap for March,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is weird. It's only started happening in the last few years or so.
Well, global warming. Yeah, what can you do?
Yeah, just trying to catch up with mild winters.
Hooray! To be fair, I do like the cold, so I'm not going to complain overly much. But you know, like when you're working, you don't want to go out to buy food, so it's nice when you cook for yourself. You just bring food. You don't have to leave to get extra.
True. I don't know. I quite like the ritual of going out and getting a lunch.
It's nice, but it saves money and also like it's just you get more time to like just talk to people.
Mm.
I personally enjoy that. Also, the usually when I go out to get food, it's on Thursdays or Fridays. That's when like the market stalls at the high street are around. So like there's a few pretty decent stalls of like reasonably priced food. That's when I go. So like on other days, I would try to like cook as much as possible. Don't have to like spend unnecessary money.
Do some meal prep.
Yep.
Yeah. One thing okay, going back to Hong Kong food.
The
Going
internal
back.
debate.
Internal debate.
Yes.
I do miss having the hot fast food that you can just get
Oh my god,
like
yeah,
for
and
like $20.
yeah, 20 Hong Kong dollars was just like 20. It was like 2 pounds.
Oh, I remember like MX and Central being absolutely like dirt cheap, but having really good like duck noodles.
Hmm.
Not the best duck noodles, but you could buy them for $26 and get a drink along
They're
with it.
very good for their price.
Exactly.
Oh
Like,
man, there was a when I was working in Central at a marketing studio.
oh
I
yeah.
would I did for the first 10 days I worked there. I did try to like just like go to like the different because we were near the long escalators.
Oh, you were near the mid-levels escalators.
Yeah, we're near the mid-level escalators, so like right up there's like a bunch of these restaurants, right? So
Yeah.
I tried to like go up there and try out like the different restaurants just because I was like, oh, I like food, and I might as well go there for lunch and test out the different things. But then I found that I discovered that like in the alleyway next to our skyscraper building, there was actually like a tiny little a kanji shop, and it was
Mm,
great. It was like
mm.
for $30 I could get I could get a kanji, I could get the cao mein, and I could get zalong. So you've got like a full meal there. Oh,
No.
sorry you have to head out, Red, but thanks for dropping
Yeah.
by.
Thanks for dropping by. See you later. Bye. Yeah, like,
Bye.
oh, I actually miss that food.
Yeah, yeah, and that was so cheap and so affordable. That was so nice.
Mm, um,
But yeah, the at least London has decent variety, I guess.
oh yeah, like London has super good variety because like you get a lot of cultures coming down to London as well, so
Mhm.
you get a lot of different types. Meanwhile, I'm over near Winchester, but I would say that like there's decent like food shops, but some of them are quite expensive because it's like an expensive area.
Yeah. I mean, I can imagine. I mean, I'm assuming it's more of like a mid-high income sort of area.
Yeah, yeah. Like a lot of the people who live there like commute to London, but have the money to spend on property in Winchester, so it's like
Right.
quite expensive down here.
Oof. Yeah, I can imagine.
Mm. Yeah, we do have a Greg's,
Yes,
but
I
not
have.
much.
Well, it's England.
Have you
Where are
had
there
your
no
Greg's
grapes?
yet? Have you had
Once
your Greg's
I
yet?
have not had the sausage rolls.
Oh, I gotta get sausage rolls when I come over.
Well, the one time that I went to get sausage rolls, they were sold out, so I couldn't.
They're popular. They're
Yeah,
very popular.
they're very popular. I have learned this. Yeah, so first week I was in the studio, I was asking my coworkers like what to get for lunch. I got what's affordable and good. I was like Greg's. I'm like, oh, what's a Greg's? And it's like,
What's a Greg's? Man's moved to UK and he doesn't know what a Greg's is.
well, it was time I learned.
Shoot.
It was about time. It was about time. It was my
Yeah,
first week. It's okay.
that's true.
But yeah, I don't know because like being from Hong Kong, like I had walked past the Greg's before, but it didn't really catch my eye because it just looked like, oh, it's like sandwiches, right? Something like that.
Yeah, I get
So
that.
it didn't really catch my eye the first time I walked past. Yeah, I mean, I did have. Wait, what did I have there? I think I got one of the other pastries. It was alright.
God, can you describe the pastry to me?
I'm trying to remember. Oh, I think it was the steak.
Oh, steak bake.
Steak bake. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Steak bake. I
It
used
was
to make
solid.
those a lot at uni. It was good. It was good. Steak bake's always a winner in my book.
Yeah, for sure. How is the food policies at your at the CX?
A what?
Like, how long do you guys get for
Uh,
lunch at?
about an hour.
Was it
Yeah.
CX like
Yeah,
the shopping one?
CEX.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's called sex, sometimes it's called CEX, but for professionalism, I like to call it CEX.
Yes, I think that's probably the correct way to go on stream.
But yeah, like I get about an hour for lunch on most days, but Sundays when I work like a 6 hour shift, I get half an hour.
That's not. Yeah, half hours getting iffy. The full hours
Yeah,
is what it should be.
yeah, full hour is honestly like what people should do.
Should be standard, but it's not always.
Yeah, and it's always a massive shame.
Yeah. Hey, what do you usually end up getting though?
Usually a Tesco's meal deal, I would say, because
Oh
I
yeah, I've heard
well,
about those.
yeah. So what you do is you get a club card, which is free, and you can like download it onto the app on your phone. So on the Tesco's mobile app, and then what happens is you can, you know, scan your club card in, and you
Right.
get money off of your Tesco's meal deal, and you can get like fruit, you can get sandwiches, you can get salads of various types. You know, you could get chocolate bars, crisps. As long as you get a drink, a main, and a snack, then that's the Tesco's meal deal.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, there is not a Tesco's near me.
Oh.
So I can't really make use of that. The closest one is Sainsbury's, and that's like,
Sainsbury's, they're a bit more like just a regular grocery store. They
yeah,
don't have the clout of the Tesco's meal deal,
yes,
unfortunately.
I am aware. But they are not very. They're not like super expensive or anything. The second closest one is
Yeah,
like Little.
Lidl is like basically German owned, quite cheap, but you don't really
Yes.
get much in the way of like healthier foods, which is a
No,
bit of a shame.
but then like I'm mostly cooking for myself anyway, so I just need my ingredients. As long as
Yeah,
I can have decent ingredients, I can make use of it.
yeah, Lidl is good for ingredients, I would say.
Yes, it's pretty. They seem to have like a cheaper meat.
Yeah, they have pretty good meat prices, but if you want really decent meat prices, you go to the local butcher or like you go to the market butcher.
I think the local butcher we have here is more. It might be like more artisanal one, so I don't know about that
Oh,
one.
yeah, no, you want like a family. You want like a family butcher's that's been around for like ages.
I will look into it. I'll have to find that. Yeah, I'll see. But it's been fine so far.
Yeah, it's good. Like, as
Uh,
long as you're happy, then it's chill, you know.
yeah, cooking for myself is such a fun saver.
Yeah, like it feels good as well because then you cook something and you're like, I made this. I
Yes,
made it.
and easy access to Chinese food.
Yes, easy access self.
And it's fun. It's very funny when I talk to like people at the studio. And, like there's a Brazilian guy, and all 90% of the meal of what he eats is beans, chicken, and rice, and some combination thereof. So like a roll up of like a frittata or like roast pork belly or something.
Oh
He's
man.
like, "Hey Leon, what's up? What do you got today? Chicken, rice, beans. Here, look at my roast. Look at here's like a full roast with fried rice. What do you want?"
Man. Oh man. Man, I need to get more with like Chinese food at some point. Need to get in my life again.
How are you? How are you at cooking Chinese food?
Like I actually got a Hong Kong cookbook uh
Oh,
for Christmas 2021. So I've been using that to cook like what's it called tong yuan. You know that like really nice like
Tangyuan,
chili rice. Yeah, tong yuan. Yeah, yeah. So I've been
Tongyuan
cooking
or
that.
Tangyuan? Yeah,
The one with like
the
the
Black Sesame.
gelatinous rice ball. Yeah, with the
Yes,
black
no, no.
sesame.
I'm saying like the difference between the Mandarin and Cantonese version.
Yeah. Fair enough. God, how did I learn how to? I sort of read it first, so I think my pronunciation is a bit off. With the
Tongyuan.
vowel. Tongyu. Nice.
It's close enough. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm on about.
Yep.
But yeah, like I also cooked a little bit of salt and pepper squid, but I think I overcooked it
Ooh.
because it came out like kind of rubbery.
Oh, yeah. You gotta be real careful with squid. It goes. It's very fast.
Yeah, especially if it's like kind of frozen as well, because that's the only
Oh
way
yeah,
you
that's
can
harder
get.
to control for sure.
Uh,
Yeah. Did you not fully defrost it, or was it
uh,
just
I think it might have been because it was frozen and then fully defrosted. Like maybe
right?
it was just
Okay, I've
maybe in
never
time for
worked
free.
with frozen squid for stir fry, so yeah, I might want to look into like exactly how you would get that to get the proper texture.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna be the plan, I reckon. Like trying to get
Can
good
you
textures.
can you get fresh squid in the UK?
You can, but you have to go to like fishmongers, and mine only come over every. What was it? Yeah, they come over every for every few weeks or so.
Okay, so
So
not
you
super
gotta kind of
regular.
coordinate. Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta
fair
kind of
enough.
coordinate.
Mm, yeah, it's just like access to ingredients is not. Well, actually, no. There, I guess access to ingredients is just different. Like I can't.
Yeah.
If you asked me to get like some ingredients in Hong Kong, I generally would not know where to get them. For some like Western cuisine stuff.
Yeah,
Uh,
but like if you go
yeah,
to a
like
wet market
cheeses
or
and
like
dairy are much
yeah.
more varied here, at least.
Oh yeah, like the cheeses and dairy here are like god tier, honestly.
Well, I've been to France, so I wouldn't say God tier, but
I beg to differ actually. Like the cheddar, the
well,
like
but cheddar's British, so I guess that's. I
yeah,
mean, that's
but
fair enough, I guess.
you get good cheddar here. It's like life changing, trust me.
Yeah, that's fair enough, I suppose.
Yeah, and I think you can get really good stuff if you like the really good stuff, like the really bougie stuff. If you go to this place called Borough Market in London,
Uh huh.
it's a little bit bougie
It
and it's a
sounds
little bit
bougie.
touristy, but it's like right next to London Bridge Station,
Mhm.
and it has like some of the best ingredients and produce that the UK has to offer.
Okay. I
It's
mean,
very, very
feels like I
nice.
have to go and take a look at some point.
It is very, very nice.
It's just like since I live out, sort of like way out there, it's like it's not. I'm not gonna be going there regularly to get the ingredients.
Oh yeah, but like it's like a treat. It's like a reward almost.
I suppose. Yeah. I do worry about if I, but seafood, if it's served, I would need to get like a freezer back or something.
Yeah, to be
Just to
fair,
keep it
like
cool.
in honestly, I think for seafood we've been super spoiled in Hong Kong.
Yes, so much so. I mean, we are like basically a seafood town, right?
Yeah,
It's been we live in a port city, you know.
yeah, that and like we are so close to like so many different like fishing areas
Yeah,
where we can just get fresh
you
fish.
get like the Philippines, you get like the mainland Chinese stuff. You get like
Yeah,
a bunch of imports from all over the
and,
place. Hong Kong
yeah,
is
and then you
super lucky.
yeah, and then you have like the coast heading up to Taiwan, and then we actually have like atoll reefs like only a few kilometers off the main coastline of Hong Kong.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So it's like just all these reef fish and like really tasty tropical fish.
Yeah, I mean they were talking about like preserving those, so I definitely know it will
Yeah.
exist. Yeah, but apparently like back in the day, like there were way more fisheries too, and, like local fishermen. I mean, these
Mm.
days there's nowhere near as much. I don't even know if it's like a proper commercial thing.
Yeah, I think like Hong Kong based maybe not, but definitely like imports and exports, I reckon. Like that's
Yeah.
where it's at.
My dad told me a story like about back in the day when he used to go kayaking. Like there's one time he just ran into like an entire sea of like jellyfish.
Oh my god.
Like yeah, it was like all like he was just like in the middle of the ocean. Suddenly, all the entire sea was just jellyfish.
Just the entire sea.
Yeah, Hong Kong used to be just like full of wildlife in the surrounding area. Perks of being
Yeah.
in the tropics, I guess.
Yeah, like cycling is still pretty nice, but you can tell that it used to be like much nicer
Hmm.
before it got turned into a tourist destination and like got
Uh,
paper boats and stuff.
yeah. I mean, go to like the outlying islands is not too bad.
Yeah, you ever been to like Chao or
Yeah, of course I have.
yeah, Chao's lovely. It's a cute little
Shenzhou is
city.
really nice. When I did my survival camp thing, we like literally went to like the tiny little near islands as well.
Oh my god, yes. This is I think another one that I really enjoyed was Llama Island. So we'd hike in the summer,
Yes.
up the hills and stuff because me and my sisters were a little dumb. And then we'd stop
Fair.
off at the um it was because we were hiking in the summer and it was just like so hot and humid
Hmm.
and there were like really steep hills. So you were just dying at the end of it.
Yeah. See, whenever I go hiking, I'm like, oh, that sounds like a good idea, and then like halfway through, like, this is not a good idea, and I just
This
remembered
is not a
why
good
why last time I didn't like going hiking.
idea. Yeah. But yeah, like, what would make it better is we stop off at the seafood restaurant before we get on the ferry, and then have some beer, some seafood, and then it's like, okay, yeah, this was worth it. It's fine.
Hey Zach, welcome. No worries about being late. We're just chilling.
Hello.
It
Just
is
chilling, just vibing.
not. Is You don't have to come, but we're glad you're here.
Yes. Hello, hello.
Oh yeah, how has the illustration been?
Oh, for me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did weren't they talking about putting it in the clubs and stuff?
Yeah. So, basically, I've been working on this book series called Tough Duck, and it's about this anthropomorphized lifeboat that goes about and does helps people, makes friends. So very like older children's book kind of audience,
Hmm.
but quite fun. And basically, what was happening last year, I think it was when I was in America at the time, but my the author had a meeting with the Surf Life Club for Australia. So big organization, lots of money, very big and very influential. And they wanted to help with the marketing and branding of this book, right?
Hmm.
So, my the author had taken it on, and yeah, from what I'm hearing, like apparently it's being distributed to a bunch of different clubs, and they're just expecting the third book out of the trilogy to be written and illustrated. So yeah, it's looking pretty good so far. I'm
That's
pretty
great.
excited about it. Yeah,
How did you end up
yeah.
getting that gig, by the way?
Honestly, what ended up happening was I was kind of advertising myself online, and then my dad's friend knew someone who was looking for an artist. So
Hmm.
he kind of referred him to me, and I was like, "Oh, hi." And then they were like, "Hi, I need an artist. Are you decent?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm decent."
Are
And
you
then
decent? It's like, no, I'm terrible. Like, you should never hire me.
oh, like honestly, like it's surprising how many artists actually like turn down work because they're not confident in their abilities.
Really? Wait, okay, because
Yeah.
like I've never actually done that, so I can't really. I know a lot of people talk shit about themselves, but if there are people coming to them for work, though, it's they like your work already.
Yeah, I know. It's just I sort of go off of the philosophy of well, fake it till I make it. Like,
Yeah.
confidence first and then put in the work to make a good product. But a lot of people like, they put themselves out online and they just kind of they don't really have the confidence in themselves. And even though they're like trying to get work and trying to do this and trying to do that, having the energy of like not being confident in yourself, sometimes people can sense that.
Yeah, no,
And
I
yeah.
see that, but like, if somebody is coming to for work, yeah, I guess I haven't really asked many people like if they turned out work and stuff. I guess so
Mm,
maybe it's more common than I thought. I've definitely seen people doubt whether they're good enough, but take the work, I guess. So
yeah.
maybe, yeah. To be fair, the people I usually associate with are like people from art school I know, and they'll take the work. It's just like maybe they're like freaking out a little bit.
Yeah, like I completely get that. It just yeah, some of the people I know who I knew from university, sometimes they kind of go into more like other sectors of work, and even though there's something like they've done before, sometimes they're like, I don't really want to do this. Like, oh, I'm not really good enough for that. I don't think, I don't think I'll be able to make a good product.
Where did you go then?
Um, Arts University, Bournemouth. So I went to art school in the UK.
Right, right, yeah. I remember you went to UK, but I don't remember which one you went to.
Yeah, it's actually not too far from where I am.
Oh, okay.
Sort of shaving down the pauldrons a little bit.
Yes, I'm trying to like measure the proportions. Some of it doesn't look
Mm.
quite right. I mean, I'm not expecting this to be portfolio quality, but you know, gotta mess with it
Maybe,
somehow.
yeah, maybe. Do you think the waist might be a little bit thin?
Yes, and that was something I was messing around with. I did make the entire lower body chunkier.
Mm. We love to see it. Yeah, I'm just sort of messing around with like lighting and tones and stuff. Trying to figure out how to make the shoreline pop a bit more. I think if I just remove the shoreline shading, and then sort of
Mhm.
build up on that Gaussian blur like a little bit, I think it'll look quite nice.
Maybe you should try using more saturated color for the shading. Then are you using like
Yeah,
black?
I'm using like a green, like sort of
Very
like an olive
dark green.
green. Yeah.
Yeah,
So something that can kind of complement the trees and the soil, but
because I
not.
see more greens in the sky.
Yeah, that's the green. The
Feels like it might be going a little bit too dark.
hmm. I think maybe what I might do is I might lasso the sky a bit.
Mm,
Yeah. So if I just quickly.
that could work.
Oh, look at that. That's kind of sick.
Yeah, that's
Then if
interesting.
I color dodge that and then just minimize that a bit, there's like a nice sheen.
Yep.
That's quite that. That's quite good actually. I'll fix the trees later,
One step at a time.
one step at a time.
How many people you know in art school actually went to like the art career?
Um, Honestly, what ended up happening in the UK was we had to do our final in COVID lockdown, right?
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
rough.
So not only did we not have the ability to go to our exhibition show because that was just completely cancelled, but we couldn't
Yikes.
we couldn't like network with people. So as a result, like a lot of people from my class just, you know, a lot of them ended up doing like graphic design work, I think, or
Okay.
like being part of a studio, but quite a fair amount of them also didn't manage to like land a decent job or like be super successful in freelance from what I remember.
Is that usual for your school though?
No, not really. So basically the year before we had people that were doing like massive advertising campaigns as freelance illustrators.
Mm.
And then afterwards, like after my year, when they've kind of fixed, how to get people to network with the next class, one of them went on to be a really popular like TikTok animator, and another one ended up doing work for like Adult Swim,
Oh, that's cool.
like as a what was it? Adult Swim as like
Back.
a freelance illustrator,
Okay.
bit of an intern. Yeah. So they had creative design over massive projects.
So they
But
just sort of screwed up with the route. It's like they didn't know what to do when you were there, pretty much.
yeah, it's genuinely just because COVID happened at like the worst possible time. They didn't know how to handle. like an exhibition that was meant to be like physically in person, like in an exhibition center,
Right.
and instead just sort of letting us go and doing like a little website where they would just show off our work, but it wasn't our entire work because there was formatting issues and that kind of thing.
That sounds messy.
Oh yeah, and not only that, but we all had our business cards made and everything, and I was super keen on like being like charismatic with like creative directors and stuff because creative directors would be there looking at our work physically,
Hmm.
and that just didn't happen
Yeah,
because no one
hard to be
really there.
charismatic when nothing is happening.
Yeah, and when you're like just on a website, it's just so much more like it's way harder.
It's
Definitely
much more
harder.
impersonal.
Yeah, it's
You
much more
can't really
impersonal.
present yourself in the way you want.
Exactly. Like, and
It's
that was
like
the issue.
I'm going on DeviantArt and be like, do I want to hire this person? Well, I don't know. I know nothing about this person.
Yeah, you don't know like their personality, you don't know like kind of what their interests are, you don't know if they gel well with your team. So it becomes way harder. And so I ended up just going to Hong Kong and grabbing like a publishing graphic design position and sort of staying there for a year while things cleared up over in England.
Yeah, makes sense. That does sound like a rough time, but how do you feel about it? You think you got what you wanted out of art school, though?
I think, yeah, I would say like art school definitely helped me to become more confident like in my work and how I like practice freelance work. Because one of their major focus was like, okay, for freelance, here's how you operate as like a freelance illustrator, and this is what you have to do. This is how you file your taxes. This is what to expect from clients. Yada yada yada. And that really prepared me for a lot of stuff that was going to happen later down the line. Like, interacting with people, like picking out what are scams and what are genuine clients.
Oh God,
Oh,
yeah,
and yeah, like it definitely prepared me for the wider world, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy with the quality of education I got. I'm pretty happy with the width of education that I got.
that's good.
Yeah.
So you would say it helped you more with the business side of things, I guess.
Yeah, like they definitely my university in particular definitely allowed me to like pursue art how I wanted to. They definitely like facilitated like really good constructive criticism as well. Like little constructive criticism sessions, like I'm sure you had those back in your school as well.
That was standard. Yep.
Yeah. But for business specifically and for the UK, they were very good at like just prepping me and setting my expectations.
That's good. Yeah. Well, because like, how often do you guys do critiques?
We do ours like probably once every. Depends on where we are in a project, but probably once every week or once every 2 weeks. I
Okay.
think it's once every 2 weeks because they separate us into like groups, and then we have a critique group of like 6 people,
Okay.
and then there'll just be
How
like.
big were your classes though?
I think in my finishing class we had about like 60. Actually, no, more like 80 people, I think.
Oh man, that's a lot. Yeah, when in our school, our max class size was 20 to 25.
Like your class size. So, like the people in the class at the moment, or like just the class of 2021,
No, like the actual
2020.
in an individual class, like that would you would be reasonably expected to give critique and receive critique from.
Oh yeah, no, our critique classes would be like like a different group entirely. So there would be set groups of six or seven, depending
Okay,
on
but
how
are
things
you
were
having
split.
classes with all of them at the same like only with 6 people? I'm sort of
Uh,
trying to get an idea of like how the school works.
yeah. So basically we would have like classes that would just happen, where we can turn up or we don't have to turn up. So they were kind of optional.
Mm.
And then you'd have students that then you'd have optional workshops where if you wanted to learn about like InDesign, or if you wanted to learn about like Blender or like another program, um those were like optional workshops.
Okay.
And then you would get critique classes where you would have a set group of like 6 or 7, and this would be a group of 6 or 7 from your class. And basically, you would all go in with your sketchbooks, you would present your project or where you are in your project so far, and then like people would raise their hand and tell you why your work sucks or whatever.
Your
And
work's terrible, and I think it's terrible, and here's why.
oh no, trust me. Like there was one time when someone turned up with their work on lined paper, and we were just all like looking at them like, what are you
Why?
doing? Like their actual like physical work, not sketches, work, work.
Wait, what was the assignment?
I think it was when we were doing our first year stuff, so that was when we were being a bit loosey goosey about it, like being
Okay,
very
but
chill.
still, like,
Still, lined paper,
come on, my guy.
lined paper.
Wow.
We had free like decent GSM like sketch paper, just free to take. You could take the paper from the class.
Or just get a sketchbook. Just get a normal sketchbook like anybody should be doing.
Yeah, it was rough, man. That was a rough one that day.
Oof.
Oh, oof.
Uh,
Yeah.
wait, so what did they actually end up drawing on the line paper? Because I hope they didn't
Honestly,
put that much work into it, because I would feel
dude,
really bad roasting it.
honestly, I think they thought they were in fine art because I couldn't tell you.
Oh my god. Okay.
It
I
was yeah, it
yeah.
was interesting.
That sounds interesting.
Did you have
Uh,
any critiques? Any
no,
like
no, like
questionable?
well, questionable critiques, not really. We, I think I, well, because my experience as art school was a little bit smaller scale, I would say, because I was in our Hong Kong campus, right? And Hong Kong campus was like this small sort of, I don't want to say experimental, but like we did things a little bit differently from other campuses, just because we only had like 400 or 500 people. I don't know how many people were there exactly, but it was like it was like only a few hundred, right? It wasn't a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, and my major was more the one of the niche ones. Like, I was sequential art, so we were the comics major,
Mm.
and there were not a lot of us. The year before us, there were like maybe 5 or 6 people. Our year was like, it was also like 6 or something like that. It was not a lot of people. So we were all super close with each other. We all hung out. We knew each other's work really well. Like, there was no reason for us to have like weird critiques, because we all knew what we were doing and what we wanted to be
Yeah, that makes sense.
doing. Yes. The one time that I went, that I did have like I did have a couple quarters when I wasn't in Hong Kong. Uh,
Mm.
I did go to like our French campus and our U.S. campus for a little bit, but
Cool.
I had a mostly decent time there. The people there weren't super weird about stuff, so I never really had the misfortune of running into something absolutely wild. Yeah. So the ones in Hong Kong was all just because we were. I also want to just say that I'm also they were also all everybody all my friends in art school were really good. I'm really proud of them, and they do really good work. So there was no reason for them to have been doubtful of their work in the first place.
Yeah, makes sense.
And we already knew each other, so it was like, oh yeah, why would you, if anybody did something dumb, we just like, hey, yo, change it, and yeah. But also,
Yeah.
I feel like our classes were structured a little bit differently from how you described yours. Uh, we were so we did regular. So we didn't have like critique groups. It was just basically like a traditional class structure where it's like the class teaches the thing. Everybody's there for the class. So and then we would get like multiple projects throughout the class, and we would do regular check-ins where everybody comes up and shows their work, and we all give feedback, and the professor gives feedback. So there would have been constant flow of, oh, this is like what you should be working on. This is what this is what you might want to like take a look at for reference or inspiration. This is what you, like, it's like a stream of useful feedback, right? So you wouldn't be coming into like critique on a final day and be completely taken uh, by surprise by what somebody brought in, because you had been seeing the piece take form, so you would have been able to give proper directed feedback over time.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. Like, because usually, in our school and in our course especially, it was more encouraged to have like independent learning. So you're kind of encouraged to go and seek out like the tutor and stuff by yourself because they were kind of prepping you for a life of like being freelance.
Mhm.
Like it was like kind of like freelance thinking first, and then if you wanted to go into any other kind of career, then you'd kind of ask a bit more about that specific career and how you'd apply your degree to that career.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Also, that is a very nicely rendered face.
Is it?
I don't know,
Nice.
like I like the impressionism when it's like it could be a face, but it's
Yep.
also like very
Very
roughly rendered,
loose.
but in a way, yeah. But it gives face. It gives a face
It
kind
give
of
it
vibe.
sure stuff that it sure does look like a face. Yes.
Sure does look like a face.
It's like the face on Mars, where it's like it's not. It's very roughly looks like a face, but it could be.
Yeah, true.
But I mean, that's what I like about this style. Just like it's like roughing it out. You get a really quick read on things.
Hmm. And it's just a way to kind of like sketch out
Mhm.
the ideas like first.
Yeah, it usually works really good to just like. I mean, because also like values help trick people. So like, if you need to like present something really quickly, it usually helps to just like give a little lighting. The art director can get a quick read on what mood and what style you're going for. It
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Very nice.
And you can just not do as much work. You don't have to do as much careful line work.
Remember, kids, smarter, not harder.
Exactly. Always work smarter. Or honestly, if I was like doing these for in the studio, I probably might like just open up Blender and just like pose a character and
Yeah,
just
because then
paint
you
on
get
that.
like depth stuff instantly, pretty much. Eh?
Yes, and don't have to like do any lighting guesswork.
Yes. Very nice.
Have you jumped into 3D at all?
Not yet, no. Like I've tried a bit of Blender back when I was in uni, and I tried again when I was trying to make a Unity model for like I think it was VR chat or something, but
Oh my god,
no,
really?
I just cannot vibe with it for some reason.
For
I just
yourself?
cannot.
Like, were you doing the VR
Yeah,
chat thing for
just
yourself?
for myself. Like I just kind of wanted to make a character that looks a bit more like me, but like, and I was like, oh, I need Blender a little bit. How hard can it be? And then I was like, it's actually hard. It's actually really
But Blender's
hard.
great.
It is
I
nice,
love
but
Blender.
I think I think it's one of those things where either like you like it or you don't like it. And I think I'm in the camp of not really
Well, okay.
liking it.
What did you not like about it?
I think it was just the fact that I couldn't just do stuff visually immediately. Like I had to like plan it out.
Okay, but I
If that
sort
makes sense.
of like that though. It's more like a process of problem solving. It's a different process from 2D, and it's a
Mm,
good breakup from how I work usually. I feel like it's nice to vary up every once in a while. Uh,
mm.
Also, it was probably just because you weren't familiar enough with it to do what you want,
Yeah,
because there are definitely, I know what you mean in that like you can't immediately just be like draw and be like, oh yes, this is like what I want. I can tell it by yes or no. I understand like there's like a little bit of extra stuff because you have to plan like how you're actually going to achieve the forms. but that's very much a hard surface modeling problem. If you're not if you're doing concept art, you're probably not going to be jumping into like hard surface modeling right away, or you're going to be doing like a 2D concept and then throwing it into Blender and then following that concept in hard surface. So
Hmm.
um, I will maybe I should do like a stream sometime where I go over with you and teach you some basic Blender tips and show you some cool add-ons. Uh, but you might want to try sculpting. Sculpting is
Hmm.
very much like painting in 3D. I mean, you're basically painting. You're basically like doing like actual clay sculpting, right? You're just like pulling
Yeah.
forms. You're messing around with stuff. Uh,
Yeah,
it feels a lot
I
more
did do,
painterly.
yeah, I did do sculpting back when I was learning Blender because it was like the one aspect that I actually quite liked out of everything.
Yes.
Like I think because it was one of those like it was like more of a mandatory workshop with university because Blender was becoming like the hot new thing for illustrators to use. So they were like, okay, to be ready for the industry standard, here's Blender. We're gonna teach you how to do some basic stuff on it. And I was like,
Were
cool.
they were they good at teaching it? I mean, I don't.
They were decent, but the thing is, like,
Well, because if they weren't already prepared for teaching 3D, they might not have like the staff or the.
yeah, no, they had someone like ready to teach it. It was more like even like back in the day, I think Blender didn't have as nice of a UI as it does now,
Wait, when was
and
this?
this was like 2019, I believe.
That wasn't that long ago. Was it? Were you guys not on Blender 2.8?
Uh,
Wait, when did Blender 2.8 come out? I
yeah,
swear it came out before 2019. Wait, let me double check. Because, well, yeah, before 2.8, it was definitely a lot rougher. 2.8
like
release date.
the vibes were kind of off.
Yes, definitely. 2.7 was much rougher. Okay, 2.8 released, July 2019. So, I don't know, might be a bit too late for you. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I think it might have been a bit late. Yeah.
yeah, Blender 2.7 was definitely rough. So you never really experimented too much with it afterwards, I guess?
Yeah, like I did try a little bit because, you know, I've seen some of my friends really taking to Blender and making really cool stuff, and I was like, oh, I really want to do that. But then I try it, and then I was like, oh, it
Not,
hurts my
not vibing.
brain a little bit. It's not vibing. It's not vibing with me and my little 2D ways.
It's fine. But I will. Let's do a thing sometime. I'll teach you.
I
Let's.
think I think it would actually be quite a fun stream idea as well because, like, if I'm being a little bit of a dummy and you're teaching me Blender, then all the other dummies can follow along. It'd be quite
Yes.
informational.
I promise I won't get too frustrated.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Yes. Honestly, for like a 2D artist, 3D is very intimidating to get into. But also
Mhm.
like once you do like spend like 3 4 weeks just exploring it, it almost becomes like indispensable for at least for concept art. Illustration can be like much more wide ranging, but for concept art, like 3D is like 100% necessary these days. You can't live without it. Like
Yeah.
if you don't have like 3D skills, some studios might not even consider you at all. So uh,
Yeah, true. True, true, true.
yeah, it really does like it's a super valuable skill.
Yes. Yeah. Man, I'm really liking how this is coming along, but I do have work tomorrow, so I'm kind of thinking,
Another 20 minutes. It's been like it's 9, so it's been like 2 hours and a bit.
yeah, yeah, I reckon another 20 minutes.
Okay.
Then we can wrap up, I reckon.
I think this was really fun for a pilot stream, though. I think this is a
Yeah.
good format. It would be just
Like,
nice to like pop on like every week or two and just draw.
yeah, like, you know, we talked about a lot of stuff. You know, I think we answered some questions as well.
Hmm.
Got quite in depth with things.
This is fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be nice to have you. Maybe like you can bring on like 2 people sometime. It could be interesting.
I think that would really like improve the flow as well, like for sure.
Yeah, and then I can also introduce my friends to each other.
Yeah, actually, I think I have a friend of mine who is in the who's just started like a small like games company,
Oh, interesting.
and yeah, and she was actually in my university class. So she started in animation, and then went into illustration. So I reckon,
What's the company?
God, I need to pull it back up because it was like a few weeks ago since I talked with her about it.
I'd love to at least like take a look at what she's doing. It's always nice to like know like people are doing well, you know.
Yeah, like it is really good to see, and it is like awesome to see it like happen in real time, you know?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for me, it's like knowing like the other people I know from art school, just like doing stuff, and I mean, obviously, I have like my close friends who I like regularly check up on, but then like that people that I don't really talk with, like it's nice to like check in every once in a while and be like, oh yeah, they're doing great stuff, and they're still making art, they're doing interesting things. It's just good feeling.
Yeah, I think honestly what I like to do is I like to send people like Christmas cards, like if I haven't talked with them for a while but I want to catch up.
Thank you for your
Cause
Christmas card, by the way.
thank you. I like sending Christmas cards.
I can tell.
Yeah, it's very, very fun.
It's the second.
Very, very fun.
I think it's the third Christmas card I've ever received in my life.
I'm still like gobsmacked by that, honestly. I think, but then again, I
Well,
think
yeah,
my
but
family just
people don't send Christmas cards in Hong Kong.
don't they?
Did you
Don't they?
receive any Christmas cards in Hong Kong?
To be fair, it was mostly from family overseas, so yeah,
There you go. See,
yeah.
I mean,
Huh.
we don't even celebrate Christmas really.
Oh,
Like, unless you're like Christian, you wouldn't celebrate Christmas in Hong Kong, right?
yeah. I'm not really. I'm not Christian, but
Yeah,
I love celebrating Christmas. It's a very fun little time.
yeah. But I mean, like, it's also Christmas is sort of an awkward timing because like it's like 1 month later is Chinese New Year, you know.
Oh, true.
The
Yeah.
big one is like right around the corner. It's, you if you're going to like, do like a big holiday, it's gonna be Chinese New Year.
Yeah, like get time off and everything, and
Yeah.
like
But yeah, let's see. I think the first one I ever got was from Games Workshop. Uh,
oh,
yeah, my edit. I was so surprised when it just like turned like I just like you have mail. I was like, what? I have mail? I was expecting mail, and it went in. It was like Games Workshop one. And it was from my editor. I was like, oh my god, that's so sweet.
I think it's more like a. I think it's definitely more of a like an English tradition in that sense. Then.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but that was super sweet. I really liked that one. And then my friend gave me one because they were making their own cards, and I really appreciate that
Oh,
too. And then there's you. So that's the third one.
yeah. I'm the third. I'm bronze. Let's go.
Memorable. It's okay.
Memorable.
You placed. That's the placing is more. At least you're not one of those losers who's going to give you a card afterwards and never get remembered because they weren't placing.
The Christmas card Olympics.
Yes.
All
Oh
right.
man, I've been thinking about doing merch too.
I think you'd be
Christmas cards
pretty
could
good
be
at
fun.
that.
Yeah, I want to
Like,
do like some like printed like well not even just like printed stuff, but like merch prints I guess. I
I
need to do
think
more
people
poster
would
work.
do that. Yeah, like poster work would be really cool, but I think people kind of. I think the thing you're most popular for is like the comics.
Hmm.
It's like kind of like the gray tones and stuff.
Yes, and that would be like very easy to do.
It would be, and people would eat it up.
Maybe I'll see. Maybe I should do like a couple of them and just like test out how well they do. Could be
That's a good
interesting.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah, and if I like, I feel like I could do more just like cool art stuff and sell it like displayed or whatever. Doing, I've been doing pretty well with like the one Bioshock print I have. It's very because I sell like for some reason like Bioshock just like they don't care, they don't really do any copyright stuff with it.
They're
So
fine. They don't mind.
yeah,
They're
I
pretty
don't
good.
know why, but like they just don't do anything with it, so it sells. And once I got my own Bioshock print, marketed in an ad in my.
Mm.
They gave me an ad for my own print. I was like, this right? You know I sell this, right? I'm not gonna buy this from myself.
I made this. I
I
don't need
made this
it.
already. I know about this. Uh, yeah, that was sort of goofy.
It's pretty
But
funny.
yeah, no, but it's pretty lucrative. I feel like it's just like I feel like I need to build extra passive income.
Yeah.
It's just
Like you
like
kind of got the Patreon and stuff, right? How's that
I do,
going?
I do. No, that's goes pretty well. Thank you to Zach if he's still around. He's one of my patrons. Uh,
Nice.
so yes, that's going pretty well. But since I don't want to like do like exclusive content, I'm not pushing that super hard. It's more like a tip jar really.
Yeah, that's quite good.
Yeah, so I feel like monetize. It's just like basically to like keep myself giving myself incentive to keep working on my comics and stuff. It's just a tip jar. It's not gonna be like I don't want to make it exclusive. I never like making exclusive content. Um, so doing the prints and merchant stuff will probably be a much better way of monetizing my work.
Yeah, I think that's a better idea as well, especially if you go through a service that prints and delivers stuff for you.
Exactly. Like Redbubble does that too, right? I think.
I think Redbubble does. I did have a Redbubble back when I was like way like a baby artist with not very good stuff, so I don't know. I have to go back and look and see what kind of time capsule I left on there.
Did you ever
Honestly,
sell anything?
don't think so.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Uh, yeah,
But
I.
it was back when I was just doing foundation, so it was super like long ago,
Oh,
like
makes sense.
2016. So
No, I probably did something similar as well. I don't remember if I even tried to sell anything though. But yeah, I feel like I need to. Yeah, just like I haven't really done merchant. I should.
yeah, I think you'd kind of make stuff that would hit quite nicely, you know.
And it would be fun to experiment with more graphic design kind of work. I just like
Mm.
it's not something I do a lot with. It'd be super nice though. Maybe I should do like. Idea I've been spinning around is to do like Warhammer Tarot card series.
Tarot cards always hit very well.
Yes, that would be super fun. And the aesthetic would work really good. I'm just gonna like get like ideas from like the get do you know like the Emperor's Tarot in the lore. I can just do those.
Oh yes, that'd be super nice,
Yeah,
honestly. And
do
I
like
think people are down for that.
yes, I think so. It would be great, and you could like, and I can make it not like copyrightable Warhammer.
True.
Uh,
You hear that Games Workshop can't do
it's
anything.
inspired by.
It's
It's not
inspired
exactly that.
to. It's inspired.
It's Peter Turble. Um,
God, when that stuff happened, like, jeez,
I mean, it
that's
wasn't
crazy.
like. I mean, it's not a surprise. People have been doing that kind of stuff like for decades now. Like, let's be real. It's
True,
just
but
it was
like,
never as memey as Peter Turble.
yeah, true. And I'm just like, still like, I know we're going back quite a while, but the whole like Games Workshop just completely shafting artists was so like, that was rough.
Well, not artists specifically. It was very
It
specifically
was
animation.
animation, yeah.
Yeah, because like they had never changed their policy on art. Like their art policy never did change. It was always like, oh, you can make it, but you can't monetize it, and that's reasonable, I guess. I think and it makes sense from you have to enforce your copyright. I understand that part. So they didn't change that, and that's been consistent. That's relatively reasonable. But like just not allowing any fan animations at all, whether or not they're monetized, is just wild.
That is like literally nuts. Uh,
Yeah, I know. Since I know you're close to Erndale and like those guys, so it's
yeah.
still it probably still hurts a lot for people who are working on TTS, especially.
Yeah, honestly, I will say this as someone who's pretty close to them. You know, they were quite happy. You know, it was a really good project and they did enjoy it. They did enjoy the process of it. But what they were really happy about was the fact that they kind of got the opportunity to to like make new stuff that they could like just put new life into, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so Hunter the Parenting was like, okay, this is our opportunity to make something really like just cool,
Oh yeah,
and you know,
no, I
try
totally see
out
it.
stuff. Yeah, like try out stuff that we haven't tried before, like you know, like the animation, and
I
then
can
kind of
very
like,
much. You can see the passion. Like it's just like
mm,
you can see how much fun they're having with it and all different things they're trying out. It's such a it was a loss for Warhammer, not a loss for them.
yeah, exactly. This was just an opportunity to grow, and honestly, I'm really happy for them in that sense. Like just being able to take something and just make it like more almost.
Yeah, create their identity as a content creator is growing. It's not limited by Warhammer.
Exactly, and that's kind of what they're going for now. Just, and that's kind of what they were doing with like the newest stuff for Hunter the Parenting and like the new video essay that Speaker D did. Like
Hell yeah.
branching out into more stuff that's like fun, engaging, and stuff that they like specifically want to do.
Maybe I
And
should do like a poster or something for Hunter Parenting or something this time.
do it, yeah. I made a poster. It's fun.
Yeah,
It's
but
very
you would.
fun.
But if I'm gonna do a poster, it's gonna be like a poster. Like it's a big. Like
Oh,
I
like
have to make a professional poster type of deal.
yeah, true. That'd be like pretty sick. Not gonna lie.
I would.
I'd pay to see a poster. I'd pay £5 to witness a poster like
Thank
that.
you, but I would probably have to like ask for permission first. That would probably be the right thing to do.
You're in the server with them, so you could probably just ping
Yep.
them. Like,
Yep.
yep.
I mean, I know it's not hard. I'm just saying, like, I should check with them.
Yeah, it'd be chill. It'd be good.
It'll be fun. It'll
Yeah,
be, and then I'm like they could use it. They could use it to like promote this stuff too. That'd be cool.
yeah. I know that they really want to make some more. What's it? Sorry, I need to pick a new green. There we go. They want to make some more, like more like big animated episodes rather than audio logs soon.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. You know, I'm
I'm,
gonna add
I,
a fine like mist over this lake, like that. There we go.
should you use like a texture brush for that, maybe?
What for yours or?
No, for yours. I mean, I'm using mostly texture brushes.
I think I might do. I got like Kyle's ultimate like texture brush pack, so
Ah,
I'm gonna crack that bad boy out once I sort of get the lines down.
nice. I tend to work with textured basic brushes. Even like if you take a look at like what I'm working with, this one I got from my good friend Kareem, who I might bring on here the stream sometime. She's great. And this one this one I got from Noah Bradley's brush pack.
Oh, that's cute.
He's an asshole, but he has good brushes. So
We hate him, but he has good brushes.
yeah, I'll use his stuff. I'm reclaiming the brushes for the good of humanity. It's fine. So yeah, these two are my basic brushes I would consider. They're really blocky, but they're
Kind of
super nice.
chocolatey. Yeah, the one
Yeah,
on the right looks like a shale, almost like a shale
they're
rock.
very crunchy. I mean, that's because of the trans. That's because of like the transfer. If you just go with it, it's like this. You can get like really nice gradients out of it.
Mm.
Yeah, it looks good. For landscape.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm trying to get more into the landscapes a bit more because like I do mostly character designs. So
Right.
trying to get back into like doing like landscapes and environments is more like
Next time we're on, let's swap. I'll do landscape. You do characters.
I think that's good, cool. Right, that's good. Adds a bit of texture in there.
But yeah, I think these ideas for a Chinese Imperial Guard could be really fun.
Yeah,
I
I'm looking at them and I'm like, whoa. Like I'm loving like the studded kind of tunic on the middle guy as well, like the Ming
Mhm.
Dynasty.
I'm not 100% sure about the anatomy and posing, but it's just concept sketches. It's fine. It
Yeah,
doesn't have to be
yeah.
good.
The vibe is there. The vibe is there. You know.
Yeah.
Try standard foil, I reckon.
I could also do like Marines, but Marines are like a
Means
lot
are
more
very blunt.
expected.
Hmm.
Like because you got to like work with the power armor, right? So you can like add. It's mostly about adding decorations. You can't really.
Hmm.
You probably shouldn't drastically change the basic design of the bird. You can't get like super different patterns of armor.
That's true. Yeah, keeping it lore accurate.
Yeah, they're still
It's
fun to work with, but
yeah.
relatively limited in what you can do with them. I think, and that's on purpose too. So
Mm,
it's a good introductory faction for beginners, just in terms of
yeah.
both like models and
Mm,
to understand.
hmm. I like how like simple they are, but not. But like the visual language for like Chinese dynasty is like right there. So
Mhm.
it's like not. It's not like super in your face. Like it's not super obvious at first, but you're kind of like, huh, that looks really cool.
Mhm.
I'm
If I
excited to
fleshed them
see.
out, I could. I think these could be really cool ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be very excited to see how his belt turns out, the one you're selecting right now.
Oh yeah. That could be. You know what they call the where are these called again? Damn. Transcendia. Uh, Give me a moment.
Yeah, no worries.
Because like it's a very common thing for them to have like sort of in the middle of the lamellar armor, they have like a big piece of metal, like a big metal plate to protect the middle and just to keep the armor
Hmm,
together. Let's see.
that's
Damn,
quite cool.
I think it's called Transcendia, but I don't remember what the plate itself is called.
I see.
护心镜. Okay, so like a mirror that protects the heart, I guess.
Ah, that's kind of neat. That's kind of neat name actually.
Yeah,
Protection mirror.
无伤gang. Okay.
Some. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I brought an example on stream if you want to take a look.
Ah. Ah, I see. So it's more like instead of like a big chest piece on top, it's like kind of like a very targeted.
Yep.
That's quite cool. I like that.
I felt it would make like the it might be like too armored for an Imperial Guard. It would like sort of obscure like the top of the body. So I pulled it down a bit. Sort of like
Hmm.
used it to put it as like a belt buckle, I guess.
Yeah. So it kind of gives the impression of like sort of like the traditional Imperial armor, but there's flair to it, which is kind of what the
Yes.
other guys are dealing
More
with right now.
Warhammer.
A Warhammer. But yeah, I just noticed the time, and it looks like
Yep, it is time to go.
yes. But yeah, so shall we wrap up and sort of say our socials and all that
Very
jazz?
much so. So
Yeah.
give
Do you want?
yourself one last introduction, Sophie.
Right. So goodbye, guys. My name has been Sophie Elliott, and I am a freelance illustrator. You can find me at twitter.com/ElliotIllu. That is Elliot ILLU. And I'm also on TikTok showing my progress on things. And that is under S_Elliot_Illu, and that is ILLU.
They
Well,
should be on stream at the bottom right.
yes, they should be right there for our hard of hearing guests, people watching. And yep, do you want to give yourself a little sign off as well?
Well, if you're here, you hopefully know who I am. I'm Ryu
Hopefully.
Chen. I do art. I draw Warhammer. I do concept art. Thanks so much for being here. I'm really glad we did this. This was super fun. I
This
think
was
what I
really
did
good.
was just good enough. I will do better next time, hopefully. but
I
it
mean,
was good enough. That's the
this
important
is
part.
really good. Come on.
It's
Come on.
okay. Look, but I do this as a job, right? I could do better. It's fine. I had, yeah, it's okay. No worries. I'm not complaining. Uh, but yes, I'm really glad if you dropped by. Thank you so much for coming by. If you're watching this after I posted stuff on YouTube, also thank you so much. Really glad you guys are here. Hope you had fun. Just hang out with us. I know it wasn't super directed. It was just more of a chill hangout stream. Thank you for being here, though, and see you guys later.
All right.
All right,
See ya.
bye.
Bye.